Yonder, welcome to the podcast, man.
So, dude.
So yeah, man, welcome. Yonder is a comedian. He's the door guy for many clubs in Austin, right? Or just one that
Right now, just one, just the
just
Sunset
just the
Strip right
Sunset Strip.
now.
Oh, gotcha. Wow.
Yeah,
Beautiful club, dude. I've never actually been myself, but I've seen so many pictures and shit,
it's
and I wanted to go so bad.
it's pretty it's pretty cool down here, man. I worked at Vulcan for a long time during the Rogan and Kill Tony era when they were both at Vulcan, but
Oh yeah.
um I've been at Sunset exclusively since April when we opened. I'm the head of
Wow.
security.
Yeah. Dude, no way. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, and
Yeah.
dude, with what went on a few days ago, that's fucking crazy. I don't know if we can talk about that, man, but that's fucking crazy.
I mean, I talked about it, so I'm fine with it. But dude, like
Yeah,
literally,
true.
not like literally, man, less than 15 minutes after I sent you that message saying, yeah, we can record Monday night. Like literally not I mean 10 minutes after that message. I
Oh,
think that was at
wow.
11:43 p.m.
No way.
and the shooting happened at 11:53 p.m.
Dude, I felt so weird that day. Like the fact that I even reached out to you at all was insane to me, honestly.
Man, I mean, I'm not I
Just
don't
because
know, dude. I
the day felt weird. I was like, man, if this was like a normal day, I would be like weirded out by this. But it felt so like cool. It was weird.
yeah, no, man, I'm not I'm approachable. Like I'm not uh
Yeah.
I try to be anyway. Like I don't know. I respond, and I know what it's like, dude. I was an internet person that lived in Myrtle Beach for a long time, and everyone knew me as an internet person. So like
That is
it's
so cool of
it's
you guys, man.
so yeah. I mean, I've been the guy that sends messages to people and like, hey man, would you be on my podcast? And
Yeah.
I got like Joel Berg and Michael Lair and Ryan J. Ebelt, shit like
Damn.
doing that back in the day. So I respect the game. I respect the grind.
Yeah, man. 100%. Uh, have you ever asked anyone to be on their podcast? That's where I get like interested because I would love to go on people's podcasts, but I get weirded
Mm,
out. I'm like, is that weird? Should I do that?
I have a way of doing things. Do what you want to do. My way of doing things is I always like I rarely ask for things for myself. You know what I mean? Like I'll
Mm,
ask for things on behalf of other people quite often.
yeah.
But I rarely ask on behalf of myself. Like there's a few times where like obviously if I want to get on a spot at the mothership, I'll have to ask Adam. But like if but
Right.
I don't overuse that I don't over push the button, you know what I mean?
I know
I'm one of
exactly
those
what you
guys
mean.
that's like if I get something because I asked for it, then for the rest of my life it'll be like, well, the only reason you got it is because you asked and not because you deserved it. And that's just my mental thing. That's just
Yeah.
how I think about it. So like
Hmm.
I'm real reserved about asking for things like that.
Yeah,
But
because then the other person will feel pressured to have to say
right.
or feel weird if they say no or something like that. Yeah.
And the reason I do that for myself, and like I'm saying, this is just my thing. I don't expect anybody else to adhere to this bullshit. This is just my
I
crazy
mean, no,
brain.
no, this is the
Um,
way.
but I'm telling you though, uh, I would always have it in the back of my mind because I overthink things. I'm like, am I this person's friend because I kind of pressured them into being so, or do I have this? Uh, did I get on this podcast because I asked them for it, or is it because I deserve to be there? I don't know. I'm just I
I know.
overthink things too much, so I
I know.
I
Me too.
overcorrect.
Me too. Like it's moments like those that I always think to myself, like I believe in karma. I believe in all this shit. I'm not even making these decisions anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
fuck it.
Karma's real, dude.
It
Karma is a thing,
fucking
bro.
is. It
That's
fucking is. Catch me saying
I
it's not, bro. See
a
what I'll
lot
be
of
dead.
people a lot of people I call like God, the universe, karma. I believe all that is the same thing. You know, I think all that is the same thing. And I
Right.
believe that
Yeah.
karma is what's in charge of all of this. And that no matter what, whether even if it's not in this like person's life, if they do something negative, like their lineage will pay for that. You know, I believe in that shit.
You know what I fucking hate, dude? Killing bugs, dude. Like when you get a bug,
Yeah.
like when you see a bug and it's like it's not a cute bug, it's like a roach or something. I don't know. I'm like, you think to yourself, how is the karma for me killing a bug going to unfold? You always think about that. I mean, I do at least.
Well, I don't believe that karma adheres to nature like that. Like that is just in the food chain.
That's what I
Like
think.
that's like the bear doesn't have bad karma because it eats the deer. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
exactly what I think.
so that's just where we are as humans in the food chain. Like
Unfortunately.
and I mean it's not like we're
They came in
going
the
out
monkey's cave.
right. If like if a deer wanders into the wanders into like a bear's den, it's gonna get killed. So the
Mm-hmm.
same as like if a roach comes up in our house, we're gonna kill that son of a bitch. If a spider is in my shower, I will, you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and oh no.
this ain't personal, you know?
It's so funny you saying that with that with that clown and your TV in your background.
Oh yeah, I just what I paused the movie so it wouldn't come through, and that's where it paused, I guess.
Fucking perfect.
That's funny.
Dude, in I don't know if you know this book called the Bhagavad Gita. It's like a Hindu Bible or some shit.
Nah, I never heard of that, but I know a little bit about the Hindus, like belief system and like the pacifism and whatnot.
Yeah, well, basically, God appears to this soldier or something and shows him his like the soldier doesn't want to fight in this war, and God appears to him and says like, "Don't you worry, all these people are already dead. They're in between my teeth." And he like shows him his mouth, and it's like war is going on inside his like molars and shit.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it was super graphic and shit. Like the detail on that is insane. But I think that like kind of translates a little bit to like everybody's already been like killed by God, like fight for whatever. I don't know. For the fucking bugs in your house.
Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. If it's a, I wouldn't worry too much about that. This is where we are on the food chain, and at the level at which they multiply, uh, it's not gonna matter. And plus, this
Yeah.
is just like it's a thing. Like if they wander into, just like I said, if an antelope wanders into a lion's den, it's not gonna make it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Spiders, I'll usually let spiders be because spiders will handle other bugs, and I'm not as like they freak me out if they surprise me, obviously,
Right. Right. Then you
but they're
coexist
really
with some
good.
of them.
They're really good to keep around for like other
You
bugs.
stay out of their way, they stay out of your way.
Yeah, man. If I see a web here or there, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, there's a spider somewhere here that I have to find and kill. I'll be like, all right, cool, and he's gonna take care of anything else that might come in here.
Mm, yeah, that's right.
Natural pesticide. A spider is a natural like exterminator. That's
Yeah.
what they do. They take care of the other bugs that you don't want to take care of. But they're terrifying if they surprise you.
Yeah. No, something that they taught me in one of my neuroscience classes was that using the braid spray is like one of the worst ways to possibly like die. It's like like the reason why they're twitching is because like all of their joints are like, I don't know, it's super painful. But yeah, that's something that I remember from my class.
Yeah.
That it's like
I don't
terrible,
know.
like completely inhumane and
Yeah.
insane what it does.
And you know, I did that before. I had that. I was an exterminator for a time in my life. I was the guy.
It's so funny, like just the idea of a human kind of like just spraying, like it's such a like the most pussiest way to kill something. You know, it's just like, yeah, and like the damage it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm more of the guy. I will. I don't know. I'll usually put my hand out and see what the thing does. Like if it's
Mm,
like a spider or something, I'll like put my hand out and be like, "You want to go outside?"
mm-hmm,
And like, and I'll like get. I don't. I know that it has no idea, but I'm putting that vibe out in there. Like, I'm not gonna hurt you. Do you want to go outside? And
mm-hmm,
then I'll like try to get it in my hand or whatever. And if I can do that, I will literally just cup it up and I'll take it outside and let it go. I'm that kind of guy. But a lot of the times that doesn't work. And I'm like, look, if you don't go outside, there's gonna be a big problem. Like I just not that look, if I see
mm-hmm.
your webs, I'm fine with that. But if I see you personally, that's a thing.
Yeah.
And plus, like I use a bit of corn. I got a good bit of cornstarch on myself. Like I powder myself to because I'm fat and I don't want to chafe. So there's like a
No,
small
me too.
powder.
When I
There's
do,
a
I
small
love it.
powder residue. So if the spiders like it dries out their exoskeleton, I think. So it's not really inhabitable for
I
a
do
lot
the
of.
same shit. Well, I used to, but yeah, it's great. It's great. It's a life hack for all those who don't do it. Fucking do that shit.
Yeah, and cornstarch is way better than like Gold Bond and all the other stuff
What
because
really?
yeah, well, Gold Bond and baby powder, all of that is just cornstarch. It's cornstarch based, and then there's like all of these extra
No
additives that they
way.
put in it to make it smell a certain way. But the things that they put in it to make it
Wow.
smell a certain way are not great for your sinuses if you have the kind of sinuses I have.
Yeah.
So, and cornstarch is a fraction of the cost, and it's
Oh,
just as effective.
wow. That's great to know.
Yeah,
It's great to know.
not even kidding you. I get literally a gallon of cornstarch at a time in a bucket. And I have a makeup brush that I dip in it to apply it to where I need it to go.
That is so amazing. I didn't know that.
Yep,
You always have
life
a
hack.
you always carry that shit with you. Yeah.
I mean, it's at my house. Like I'm never anywhere else.
Hmm.
I suffer from a thing. Do you know what agoraphobia is?
No.
So
Enlighten
agoraphobia
me.
is basically uh
Someone who's afraid of hats.
not necessarily. I enjoy a good hat every Saturday. Um uh
My man.
but no, I have a crippling fear that when I leave my house something will go wrong. So
Oh,
it pushes me to constantly be at my house.
yeah.
I can allow myself to leave during like work or like I can, I'll recreationally leave every now and again if I have a show or a spot or something to do.
Yeah.
But but yeah, for the most part I stay home. So
Wow.
all of my whole like but that's that a lot of my like routine during the morning like and during the day is catered to me being here.
Hmm.
And so I don't leave. But when I do travel, yes, I do bring like a little tin of cornstarch and they will always, every time at the
Yeah.
airport, they will take it out and be like, what's this? And I'm like,
Wow.
cornstarch. Or what are you bringing this for? And I'm fat. I want to put it between my balls and my thigh. I want to not chafe.
Yeah. There you go. Holy shit. I know we like a lot of people right
Life
now
hack.
are fucking gonna be thanking us in the future. I know I would.
You said you're in college. How old are you?
I'm 21. Let's go.
21, dude. I'm telling you, bro. just know this now. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to hear in this episode that will help you throughout the rest of your life. Just trust me on that.
Holy shit.
Buy
I
striped
believe it.
sheets. Do you
Buy
know
stripe.
why you know why you have to buy striped sheets?
Because that way you know which way to put them on.
That's right.
Oh my
That's
god.
correct. That's correct.
Wow.
So that way you'll
Genius.
always know which way they go on. It'll save you so much time.
Oh, Yonder. Wow. No, man, look, I gotta say, when I watch fucking Virtual Red Band,
Hell yeah.
like the most underrated show, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah, virtual red band is legit. Without it, I would not be where I'm at for sure. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
man, it's and not only that, dude. Brian Redband is easily like one of the, and I'm not even joking. And this will make people laugh that buy into the whole kill Tony like hatred thing. Redband's one of the greatest people that I've
Oh my
like
God.
that he could be one of the most influential
I
people in the
know.
history of
Yeah.
comedy
Yeah.
just because of the podcast that he started and just the people that he put on. I mean,
Easily. Yeah. He's so slept on,
yeah,
bro. He's just been like he's like the Batman of podcast. He just like stays behind the scenes
dude,
in
he's
the
and not only
dark.
that, man, he's one of the greatest people I've ever known. Like not like as a
Yeah.
friend. Like he's a good
Yeah.
human. He's
You
such a
know,
good guy.
I know you're not Brian, but like his character that he plays on Kill Tony, like I always wish, like I love his soundboard, but I always kind of wish he would like say more shit. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that he says is so funny, just already, bro. But like his character
Yeah.
is like roast him, you know, like red band, you know.
Well, that's kind of what Tony plays into. Um, but I mean, they have this sibling dynamic, like the bickering brothers, you know what I mean? Like they have this like kind of big brother and little brother dynamic to where to where
I
Tony will
see.
do
I
his
see.
Tony will do his like, oh,
Yeah.
red band, making a joke at 5 minutes in, not getting laughs, or whatever he'll do, and
Yeah.
then red band will just sit there and just be like, yeah, he'll just big brother it, like, okay,
Mm,
okay.
hmm. So true. That's so
But
interesting.
I don't know, it's funny. I don't know. Uh, he gets a chance to be himself completely, like who he is when he's a like his nerd self in virtual red band. That's what I like about that.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I remember like the first few times I started watching that shit, dude. I would join in the middle of a conversation and like it makes no sense. Like if you just drop in like out of nowhere, out of no context,
Yeah.
dude, it's the most bizarre. Like sometimes like you would just get the wrong impression of some things, but then once you start getting to know everyone, like you guys are so funny, bro. You guys are so funny, man. Especially
Thanks, dude.
oh my God, what can I think of his name? Stud Muffin, bro. Jesus.
Man, I'm here to tell you that I worked with Stud Muffin on that movie that he made, the VR movie,
Oh
the
yeah.
Stud Muffin the
Did you
Pimp,
make
the
the music for
musical.
it?
No, I was just I voiced the wizard character. Uh
Really? I mean, I think I knew that, but I didn't know you didn't make music for it. I mean, it was all
Nah, he
sung
did, but
by
I'm just saying, like, that was all him.
yeah.
Like, no one helped him with the music or like, he
Yeah.
sang all the songs, he
It was so
played all
good.
of the music.
It was great.
Like,
It was so
he,
good.
but working with him on that, like, with him literally directing me, like saying, hey, stand over here, and just stud muffin, this little potato sack telling me, hey, stand over here.
Insane.
Stand over here. All right, let's try this one more time and move your hands a little more. Like I can tell that you're sitting down. Like move your hands a little more. Be more animated. And I was like, all right. So he was actually directing. It was kind of he's legit. Stud Muffin's cool. I'll tell you
Stud
who's
Muffin's
funnier than he
legit.
gets credit for is Blondie. There's a guy that hangs out with us named
Oh,
Blondie. and I've known Blondie for a long time, but dude, he is so fucking funny. Everything he says could be a bit. He's like, sounds like Earl Skakel. He's very funny.
Yeah. All in virtual Red Band, man. Well, dude, and I have a set. I have a headset. I have the Quest 1.
And that'll work.
Dude, it works. It gets me into VR chat, and I always find an excuse not to join you guys. Whenever I'm like, it's late as fuck. It's like 3 a.m. and I see the code, and I'm like, I could totally. I mean, I've never gone to the point where I like search the world and like I'm like right there, but I'm always like, I'll do it some other time. I'm too stoned or something.
Well, there's always the chance that we go into a public world
Mm-hmm.
and you can join that and mention that you know something about virtual red band,
Mm-hmm.
and this always goes one of two ways. Either red band adopts you as one of the cronies and you get to go and jump worlds with us, or he'll okay block,
Yeah, yeah,
just like
exactly.
just out of
Who
nowhere, just
Right
okay
at
block.
random, yeah, or something like that. Yeah. You know what,
But
man?
here's the thing, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't. I like. I'll try it, man. Like
You
getting
should.
getting on an interview with you makes it a lot, you know, easier to do it. I think.
Dude, it's like here's the thing, man. There's this is we're all just normal people.
Yeah.
Like we're just normal guys that are sitting here. Like I'm sitting in this spot that I'm sitting in right now. I just got a
Yeah.
headset on and I'm a wizard in a blue robe running around listening to Red Band cackle about something inappropriate that he probably shouldn't have said, but it's funny because it's comedy.
Yeah. Dude, so much to learn inside virtual red band.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
I
Like I
don't know
think
if there's anything to learn.
like I think like the ability to like watch you guys' set, like when you guys do like stand-up comedy in there and stuff like that. For like
Oh,
stand-up
it's terrible.
I love it, dude. I love it. I mean, it's nothing that would probably go on a real comedy show, but
I
it's
like
really funny.
watching I like watching Toe do that. Janice has a lot of fun
Yeah.
doing VR sets cuz she does secret show as well sometimes in real life, and
Oh, cool.
it's fun to watch her do VR sets. And Blondie, I like watching Blondie go
Mm-hmm.
up and talk. But I always feel really weird when I'm just because I don't know what I do isn't. I don't know. I feel weird when I'm trying to do the music thing because the it's just I always just phone it in and end up being like I hate this. Um,
I know exactly what you mean. Like mid song, you just it doesn't sound good to you. Like maybe it's like that specific part of the song, and the rest was great, and you just think that like, okay, this
I don't
sucks.
know. I'm just like I'll start doing something and then change my mind in the middle of it and not know how to get out of it. I'll bail on
Hmm.
a song. It's easy to do
Yeah.
when you bail on a joke because you can just kind of talk your way into something else. But in the middle of a song that everybody knows and I just don't feel like doing it, I'll just stop. I don't know. Some of that stuff I don't feel like doing it because it's just I just want to chill, man. I just want to hit GBs and make
Oh, I
witty
see it
jokes
now.
about
I see it
things
now.
that people want to I don't know. I like making jokes about things people say.
Yeah.
Like quick stupid dad jokes Red Band hates, but I love it. I think it's the most superior and I think it's the
I think
best
so.
way to do comedy. It's just fast and like I don't know, it's just quick. And it gets a laugh. And that's all that counts. Who cares if it's stupid? It's supposed to be, you know?
It's funny you mentioned that because I had an idea for a very stupid joke that you could maybe do. Um, it's the joke of because I know you do impressions, right? You're famous for going on Kill Tony. This man's really famous on Kill Tony, guys. He's gotten some great minutes.
Waka waka.
Anywho's, here's my idea for this amazing joke that you're going to love. You singing the song, "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?" in the voice of
Oh
Red
yeah.
Band.
You want a best snowman?
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it, man. I apologize. Thank you for that little bit
No.
that you did. That was
You
amazing.
want a best snow? He'll be the star scream. You want to build a snowman? He'll do something silly. He always tries to. He does the Cartman voice, or
Oh
something similar to it. I like doing that. I like the snowman song. I haven't done that in a long time. I should start doing that.
dude, it's a fantastic
Matter of fact,
song that everybody
I'm
loves.
putting that down right now to do this Thursday at the secret show,
Hey,
so I
yo,
don't
let's
fucking forget it.
go. Dude, let's
Um,
go. It's a great
what's
song,
this
dude.
Thursday gonna be? Oh, the 21st. Holy
Hey,
smokes!
almost Christmas.
It is almost Christmas.
And it's still
I
like
hate
nice
Christmas so
weather.
much. How you feel about Christmas?
This
Don't say you don't like it just because of me. If you like it, like I mean, seriously, be honest.
yeah, yeah. This is like my first Christmas that I spend. I'm still gonna go with my family, and it feels weird, honestly. I I like it because a lot of my family lives in Mexico, so this is like the one
Yeah,
time that I like go see them all.
nice.
But then again, it's also going to Mexico, which means tea break. It means a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So you mean green tea break? Like you can't have
Yeah,
that there?
yeah.
I heard it's not very good there.
Eh, I don't know, honestly. Maybe it's not great, but the change in elevation and fucking oxygen or pollution or some shit that you're not used to makes it a little bit feel a little bit different. Just my
Mm,
theory,
interesting.
just my theory, because I feel like for some reason, actually, I don't know. I was gonna say that Mexicans think that it's better in America, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know.
Well, I think it is like almost a guarantee that the best green tea in the world probably comes from Northern California.
You think?
Probably north, like I would guess, like some of those like Humboldt County, like where they literally, like I'm sure that the stuff that they have in like places like Afghanistan or Amsterdam, but I've heard tell from people who have been over there that everything we have here is far superior as far as the green tea goes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like,
I've asked people who've world traveled who smoke a lot, and they're like, that person told me that the best was from Northern California, like for sure in the world.
wow.
But
Holy shit.
no, no, no. You would think it'd be good. Like I bet the hash and stuff is a lot more natural, but they're making all these like they've like cloned everything and made all of these like different strains that are supposed to just produce all of the terpenes in the world. So it's like they're using science up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As they should. I mean,
Yeah, I
right?
like it.
I enjoy it as well. I think it's very relaxing.
Yeah, I'm running low. I got to get more this week when my paycheck hits. See,
And
I'm a normal person too. I run out of weed and have to wait until I get a
wow.
paycheck.
Wow, that is so
You know,
reassuring.
I'm
Yeah.
just telling you, dude. This is this is it. This is what we did. I mean, some of my bills are not paid. Like this is.
I always wondered that. I always wondered exactly
Yeah,
how
dude.
how much green tea was in your jar
Mm,
every episode.
right now we are. You see there, we are like Wait a second. Oh no, it was a. I was like, oh, is there a surprise? But no, it was just a little key ring on the top.
Beautiful jar. Nice jar.
Yeah, but it is empty. It will not be empty on come Wednesday.
Mm. See, that's a
Praise
beautiful
God.
that's the beautiful thing about emptiness.
Yep. Yeah, always room to fill more up.
You can only
I
fill it
do
up when
have
it's
a
empty.
I do have a little itty bitty like Christmas tree of a Christmas tree star that I'm saving
And isn't
for
it
tomorrow.
crazy how much more you'll enjoy? Like, do you tend to how do you feel about the concept of enjoying something more when it's about to like when you're about to run out? And then you have like, oh my God, this is my last cup of tea. And it's like the best cup of tea you've ever had in your life. And then you get the best green tea the next week, and it's like, it's like, wow, here I have just like exactly what I wanted, and yet it's like I don't like enjoy it as much as when I had like but I was about to run out. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. I the way my brain works, I always enjoy it the most when I know I can smoke as much as I want and I'm still going to have so much left.
I end
I
up
enjoy it at the front
I
more
end,
than at the back.
I end up just not smoking as much when I have more, surprisingly.
Um
Like I
no,
like I
I
I'll always tell myself that I will, and I just end up passing out, dude, or something.
well, that's one thing that I don't have. I it won't put me to sleep. Like
Yeah.
I can continuously
But yeah, when
GB after GB and until I pack one up and I'm like, I'm gonna hit this right now. But then I'm like, I could just save this for tomorrow so that I don't like I'm not wasting this because I don't need it right now. So I would be wasting this. Then I'll just go to sleep. But that's usually when I'm getting to the point that I am now where I'm almost out. So
hmm
that I have to ration this. But dude, I have like my little my oh Lord, I haven't opened this in so long. You want to see something crazy? We probably can't show this on here,
your
can we?
your
Holy
Keef,
smokes.
your green tea Keef.
We probably can't show this on here, can we?
Let's see it. It's all right. We'll cut it out. It's too bad. Oh my Jesus! Put that with some boiling water, and you got yourself a delicious beverage. Actually, I don't know if that's true.
Like,
I said that with a joke, but maybe it's true. I don't know. Dude, what the what? I in my life have you, dude, how long has that been in your grinder, bro?
oh dude, I don't know. Just dude, I got a couple of where is it? I have like a bottle, like an old Tylenol bottle that's just like full. I don't really use it. Maybe I should now.
Put it in between
You
your
know what?
legs.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. That won't have the same effect.
You never
That'll make
know.
it way too sticky.
Life hack.
Yeah.
It goes inside your body. You get stoned.
Oh yeah, you'll I don't know. The last time I think we made a mess of brownies and we just dumped all of that into the butter that we use. We just dumped like
Okay.
one of these heartburn pill bottles
I have
full.
I have no idea if that's how to do that. If that's how you do that.
I don't either, man. But we didn't know. We just had it, and we were like, "This has been here for like." I produce a lot of it because I have a decent grinder,
I think you're
so
supposed
it
to like
like.
filter out the boiling wheat or something. I don't know.
Well,
Green tea, excuse me.
what we did was yeah, if it were using actual flour, actual ground up flour or whatever, I think that's the case. But since this was already just in powdered form, it sort of dissolved in the butter. So
Hmm.
like
And it
it
worked.
it literally it kind of bound because I think the terpenes bind to fat, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that they just bound themselves to the fat in the butter,
Hmm.
and that's the butter that we use to make the brownies. So we literally just made uh butter out of it. And
Hmm.
it kind of like I think the heat is what activates it. Maybe I don't know if that's true or if I'm just making this up, but
Hmm.
that's the way we thought about it, and we did it, and they were good.
Really?
They tasted like it was in there for sure. You could tell. Like it was, you know how when you eat like really good edibles and you're like, oh, like a good homemade edible, I mean, and
Man,
you can actually taste it in there and you
not
know that
only can you taste it, but when you take a shit, like
it smells like it.
your shit for like the whole week will smell like you just smoked a fat blunt. That's what it will smell like.
Yeah. I've noticed too that after a really good, well made homemade edible, that I will wake up with a literal cotton field inside my mouth. Like literal, like it's just
Mhm.
the worst cotton mouth on earth
Yeah.
from edibles. I don't get it near that
They're
bad from
dangerous.
flour.
They're dangerous.
Yeah, they are. But like, I don't know. I'm just really partial to flour. If I get edibles, like if someone gifts me some, I was gifted some homemade edibles recently and I enjoyed those.
Hmm.
But if somebody gives me like, like, I don't know, like, something from like a dispensary or whatever,
Hmm.
I'll usually like pass them out to people. I'm like, hey, do you want these? And just be like Santa Claus for a day. Santa Claus. I just made that up. You know, be like Santa Claus for a day. And just, hey, do you wanna so yeah, I really like flour.
Dude, for the
A
record,
lot.
that's such a good Christmas gift. Like my sister asked me the other day, like when I went out for Christmas, and I was like, honestly, smoking gear is always a great gift. Just
Yeah.
say. Or, eating stuff like edibles and stuff, gummies and shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I believe in Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is legit, dude. I went to Vegas to Skankfest last year and they got legal green tea there. So I went to this really nice dispensary and got a bunch of like Mike Tyson edibles.
Hmm,
And
interesting.
dude, they like those are legit. Like those I enjoyed. I was like, man, I'm here. It's sanctioned here. Like, so I know it's done right and everything that I get's going to be good. And it was cool too because even have you ever done a dispensary before? Have you ever experienced that?
I don't think I have a real one. Only the Texas ones, the Dallas ones.
Man,
I mean, all over Texas, honestly, they have
there's all right.
dispensaries.
Yeah, but that's like the Delta thing, kind
Yeah,
of.
I mean, but they have joints and stuff, dude. It's weird.
Yeah, it's pre-rolled. They do have pre-rolls, THC pre-rolls that are Delta based.
They
Delta,
sell so
I
much.
forget if it's Delta 8 or Delta 9. I don't know what it's called.
That's so comforting to me,
Um,
bro. For some reason, I love that shit.
yeah.
Some people hate it. I love it. It's a step in the right direction, for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm from South Carolina, and in South Carolina we legalized industrial hemp a few years, which also allows the Delta variant of it
Hmm.
to like be sold legally. So everybody's
Yeah.
taking the Delta. I forget if it's Delta 8 or Delta 9. Which one is it?
I think Delta 8 is the good one. It's
Okay, so Delta 9 is the stuff that they're
yeah.
selling legally.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so. It's
So
so fucking confusing, dude.
I
If I'm
think so too.
honest.
I don't know. But
So dumb.
uh at the one in Vegas, it's so cool because you go up and they'll be like, "Hey, we got a deal on these. We got a deal if you want to get like shake or popcorn nugs of these different strains, and like I can pick like the best strain available and accept like shake and popcorn nugs and get like half off the price of the same like. And I don't care, man. I love that shit. I want to save the money.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, I went to Vegas and just got like literally a half ounce of some sort of, I don't know, some sort of ridiculous sativa leaning hybrid and popcorn nuggets the whole weekend we were in Vegas. And then the next night that I was in LA, dude, it was pretty incredible. I'll be glad whenever they have that kind of thing here. But here I am all stony baloney, like I said, talking about green tea while on
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
derailing your
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I was fantasizing the other day. I was looking at online monthly subscription boxes for green tea
Yeah,
from like
that'd be
California and
awesome.
stuff. And I went on there and I like started like ordering me one and going through like the process of what it's like to order one. Like you choose some certain stuff and shit. Dude, so cool. That's like we need to
The
get to
future.
that. Yeah. Dude, that's so
That's
sick.
the
You know
future.
what I mean?
Bro, when
Dude.
when you be able to Amazon subscribe and save like an ounce of
Yeah.
green tea a week?
You can like subscribe to like I don't know, like Red Band's like mystery box of, of green
Yeah.
tea. And you just get like he chooses everything out for you and you can get it from different like people have different type of like happy meals and shit. I don't
Oh yeah, that would be so sick, dude.
know.
Like they're the Travis Scott uh the rare Travis Scott. You'll have people that'll have like unopened bags of green tea that's like I can't open it, bro, and you'll maybe reselling it on StockX for like
Yeah.
$12,000 an eighth.
Yeah. See that I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's pretty funny though. Yeah, that'd be a funny bit.
Man, yeah, dude. I've been trying to get into comedy.
Yeah, well, you should do that, and you can take all of the things I just said for it and use it if you want. You should, because
Thank
that's a
you.
funny bit, and you came up with it, so all that's yours anyway.
Dude, thank you. And I will and I think it will probably do good. But if I were to try to like for some reason like do it myself, I have a feeling that it wouldn't go as good. You know what I mean? Has that ever happened with you?
Yeah, dude, it doesn't go good kind of often. Like, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but comedy is all about like I think it's a state of mind. I think when you're up there, if you're and a lot of people talk about being comfortable in the silences. And Isan Ahmad talked
Yeah.
about that in that episode with Rogan where he said Derek Poston told him that. And that's also something that I had been like that
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing for a while too. Is just you got to be comfortable with quiet. Like when you're up there, they're not going to be like unless your name is Shane Gillis, they're not going to be laughing the entire time you're
Mm-hmm.
on stage. There will be times when you have to like you watch any Segura special uh, or any Rogan special, like they'll take minutes where they talk to the crowd and they're explaining stuff in a like an informative way where the crowd isn't laughing, they're listening.
Even
But
Chappelle, I feel like.
even dude Chappelle is the king of that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He'll like he'll talk, and a lot of the comics that
Chappelle.
these guys shout out a lot, like if you go back and listen to any old Lenny Bruce albums, Lenny Bruce will talk for 5 minutes and not get a laugh. Like he will talk for 5 minutes and just say a lot of clever things, a lot of well informed things, but people aren't laughing at it.
Yeah.
Like so that's the thing that I think is important is when you're up there and don't worry about like if you say something and they don't get a laugh, then maybe that's not your punchline. Maybe your punchline comes after that thing. Or maybe the
Mm-hmm.
crowd is horse shit. Sometimes that's the thing. Sometimes the crowd's dog shit. And no matter what you do, they're gonna be weird about it because for any different type of reason.
Hmm. Yeah. W- what what do you do when you tell a joke and like it doesn't land at all and it's like completely silent?
Um, I don't know.
Like
Try to
you kind of just answer that, but
I don't know. You try to quickly come up with something clever to say about it not going well.
exactly.
Kind of address the fact. Like
Yeah.
here lately, I've been like sort of turning it around on the audience. Like, oh, so you're not. Oh, so yeah,
Mm.
you know.
It
Uh,
really it really reminds me of Tony Hinchcliffe's first set at the Comedy Store that he talks about, where he said that he forgot his entire set and he just talked about how he forgot and couldn't think of it about anything and it went like
yeah,
amazing. That's so strange.
yeah. And dude, there's sometimes where I'll go up and I'll have like a plan. I want to do this. I want to talk about this thing. And I'll go up and I'll talk about the thing and it just doesn't land the way that I had it in my mind. And then immediately I'm upset. And I think that I wear it on my face when I'm upset so the crowd maybe can see it.
100%.
Um, so lately what I've been doing is not making any plans at all. Like I'll just be
Mm.
carrying on a full blown conversation with somebody in the green room as they're introducing me so that I'm completely taken away of whatever I'm going to be doing. Like whenever I get out there, I just go and whatever happens, happens.
Whoa.
And I really enjoy doing it like that now because I used to have like jokes, like
Yeah.
joke, joke, joke. But now I've got these different topics that I can just hit. So I'll pick a
Mm.
topic and I'll just stick with that topic for 5 minutes and kind of like, I don't know, just work around it. Like, I don't get laughs the whole time,
Hmm.
but I mean, every now and again, like it'll build up to a nice pop.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think that's worth it.
Do you know Johnny Pemberton?
Yeah, I know Johnny.
Man, do you know him do you know him personally? Or you just like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, he
That's
he
so
left
cool.
his guitar at Volcan for a long time because he did the guitar thing, and his
No
guitar says Johnny
way.
Pemberton on it.
I didn't
Yeah,
even knew he played guitar.
yeah,
The reason I bring it up is because I went to go see him at a show. I believe it was in Dallas. And holy shit, I remember he was doing this bit about how like, man, I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but he was like it wasn't even a bit. He was just like saying hi to the crowd and he was like, you Texans like love like using like Spanish words like 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 and he starts like speaking in Spanish, but as a white person who doesn't know Spanish, and it's like the funniest I don't know, something like that. And it's the
yeah.
funniest shit, dude. I see something like he starts doing this thing where it's like two people at once. Magic. I can't explain it any other else. I saw like sparks fly or some shit, dude. And I don't think I've experienced that with any other comic because that was insane.
That's cool,
I
man.
mean,
It's really cool to see like somebody just on a stage with a microphone
mhm,
completely take you so far out of reality.
yeah, that's it.
Man, it's a really cool thing to see.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard to like do it. You know, like how the fuck do you do that shit if it not naturally like you're saying? You know?
It's called funny on demand, and it's very hard to do. Uh, like and I'm gonna be honest, I don't have it. Like I don't have the funny on demand. I don't have the tell me a joke.
Yeah.
Like mine is more like a flow state type thing.
Hmm.
Like when I get myself out of the way, like I can be funny. Like when I'm just kind of like, and I can tell my jokes and time them right for a minute on Kill Tony, but that works for a minute.
Hmm.
So the Kill Tony works differently than any other thing that we would do, like a 4 minute mic or a 5 minute set. I got a spot
Mm.
tomorrow at sunset. I don't know how
Yeah,
long it is, but if it's like a 10 minute spot, then like you have to pace yourself,
it's way
and you
harder.
can't. And unless you're Casey Rocket, you can't come out punching the whole time and keep them, because I don't like, nobody has that kind of energy to just continuously punch and punch and
Yeah.
punch and just the crowd is senseless when they get done with it, and they've just literally been laughing hysterically for
Hmm.
15 minutes.
Yeah, dude, it's funny. I asked him to be on my podcast, and he replied, and he said he was like, I just love to like make jokes and riff and stuff like that. He's like, leave the smart talking to like way wiser people or some shit like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. And it's funny because he has that podcast with William, and like thinking that that's like the kind of the mentality that he has with it. It's like so cool watching him just like being like, this is all like jokes. Like this is all kind
Well,
of like
yeah.
riffing the whole time.
That was, well, yeah, when I did Williams podcast, that's all it was the whole time, was we were just jokes.
Dude, I didn't
Like we
even
were
know you
just
were on William's
riffing.
podcast. That's so sick.
We were just like I don't know. It's silly goose time. We would talk seriously about some stuff, but we would always like slip into, like, when he would start playing, I would pick up on
Yeah,
it, and we would just,
that guy
yeah,
does not stop.
I was on there a couple times. I actually did an
No
episode with
way.
Francis and Larry. Yeah, me and
Whoa.
all of us. I love those people. They're so I love them to death.
Me too. Me too,
Um,
man.
they're literally some of my favorite people on earth. Francis and Larry Montgomery are incredible humans, and
You just
so is William. I'm really proud of William, because me and him had a couple of conversations that I hadn't drank in a quite some time,
mhm.
and me and William had a couple of conversations before he quit drinking, and uh, uh like, I don't know, me and him I think we're a little bit closer because of that shit, just because
Mhm.
he ended up quitting drinking, and
Yeah.
like we've had a lot of really deep talks after that about like the benefits of it and shit,
Mm,
for people who have a
interesting.
problem. It's not the same for everybody. Like, if you don't have a problem
Yeah.
with alcohol, then, but like people like us, when you have an issue with, and it's notable, and people are telling you need to stop, then you need to stop.
That's so interesting.
but but yeah.
Have you ever been told that with virtual reality?
Nah. Well, Tony, yeah.
How's like your how, how's like your health changed when playing virtual red band, man? Because like you said, you're like a vampire in comedy in Austin, man. And I mean, it's kind of late at night, but not really. I feel like all the best stuff
Yeah.
still kind of happens late at night. But like, yeah, how's that like been like on your health? Have you noticed? Like, have you ever like taken a break or anything and noticed like a difference or anything?
Well, I only do virtual red band like a couple nights a week, and I don't do virtual anything else. Like, that's
Mm,
all I have the headset for. So I'm only doing it and I mean, when I was back home in Myrtle Beach, I would jump on just about every time he went live, because like, I'm in Myrtle Beach. This is the closest I can be to this world.
yeah.
Uh that I wanted to be a part of so badly. So I would, of course, be in it as often as possible then. But now that I'm here living in it, I'm on Sixth Street getting shot at. I'm out here in the fucking I'm down here in the trenches now. I'm doing spots, and like,
That reminds me. Have you seen the Kill Tony from today?
no,
Oh man, I watched it like right before we did this. That's what I was doing.
yeah, I need to. I still got a long time before I'm able to go to bed tonight. I got 2 loads of clothes I got a load of whites the white t-shirts and the socks in the washing machine and the rest of my colored laundry in the dryer. And I feel conflicted looking how I look and sounding like I sound saying colored. But when I'm talking about laundry, uh, I feel like I can get away with it
Fuck, I didn't
because
catch it.
you
What's
got to
right there?
separate. You got to separate your whites from your colored clothes. Like
It's in the fucking laundry.
I mean, I'm not joking. You really do have to, because you have to wash your whites with warm water, and you can get away with washing the other clothes with warm water as well if you separate them. But if you mix them together, you can end up staining your whites. You'd have to wash them in cold water, and then your clothes never get really clean. See, I
Mm,
told you you were going to learn things today.
mm. And thank you for not making fun of me for not knowing this off the top of my head. I feel like a lot of people
Nonsense. You
are
shouldn't.
like,
There's no reason you would.
you know what I'm saying? Like, hey man,
Yeah,
we're in a fucking rock. We're in a fucking planet. Like, how the fuck do we even know anything? I don't
I know.
know.
Dude, we're just a couple of a few generations away from, just bare minimum hunter gatherers. So
That's so funny.
it's, if you think about it in that way, the fact that we know to buy stripe sheets and separate our laundry is, uh, I don't know, the fact that we know anything is pretty incredible. But I do find that I'm captivated by the human race. I love humans. I love people so much. Like I was talking about on the podcast. I don't know if
I
you were.
noticed that. I was that dude. I fell asleep to that shit. Oh my god, rocked me to
Hell
sleep. I
yeah.
was not ready to go to sleep, bro. I was not ready to go to sleep. I was like, I'm gonna lay down for 2 seconds watching this shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
well my voice has that sort of effect, I believe. It kind of just it'll drone you out if you're not careful.
have you ever thought
Uh
about reading for Audible?
yeah, I honestly wouldn't mind doing that. Uh
Please get some like.
because that would be a really cool way to make some extra
I
money.
hear it. I
I've
hear
put
it.
out on like Fiverr that I'm available for voiceover stuff, but I never get any hits because I don't have any how do you say uh
Experience doing that shit.
references. I don't have any things to reference like, hey, I was in this. Yeah, right. I don't have any, hey, I did this
Hey,
thing.
you have stud muffins.
I got stud muffins. That's it. They're gonna look at that and be like,
That's
okay,
it.
this guy when I
Lifestyle.
was a boy. It's like this dude that plays a wizard in this potato sack journey.
Hey, don't sleep on my boy, bro.
Hey, dude, I love Stud Muffin the
Don't
Pimp,
hate.
dude. He is
He
absolutely legit. And we
he
just had
yeah.
the 1 year anniversary of that. I can't believe it's been a
Oh,
year. We
wow.
just recently had that 1 year anniversary.
Holy shit. Well, congratulations to the both of you. That's really cool.
Hell yeah,
Also to him.
thank you.
Also to him.
The great Stud Muffin. We'll do a nice clip from this and tag him in it, and he'll retweet it and all.
Yes. For
The great
stud.
Stud Muffin the Pimp.
I mean, the name is like so perfect. Like I really thought that the name had nothing to do with his character, but he's literally a pimp. Like it's almost like ironic how much of a pimp he is.
Yeah, dude, he's really cool.
He's got that
I,
pimp on command.
He's got pimp on command, dude. He can do it at a moment's notice.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Shout out.
yeah, man. I'm very blessed to have been like in the situation that I'm in with the people that I'm in it with. Like that's just a thing.
Dude, I'm sorry I don't know this, and you probably get asked this all the time, but how did such a thing even come to be? How did you meet Red Ben? Brian Redban?
Uh, in virtual reality, I met him
Really?
in VR chat.
Oh.
But it goes a
Oh.
little deeper than that. Like they were already
Hmm.
aware of who I was, before that point,
Oh,
him and Tony, because um I remembered I was a big member of the subreddit on Kill Tony, and if you're familiar with like the Kill Tony subreddit or the Kill Tony Discord,
dude.
those are like online groups, but right now they're very toxic places for the most part. But back in the day, they used their like Kill Tony hadn't blown up yet. You know, it was still on the main in the main room at the comedy store. So I mean, it's still a pretty big deal, but it wasn't what it is now. You know, it wasn't like getting a million views an episode. You know, it was still kind of reasonably large. It was kind of maybe about the size of Are You Garbage, if maybe even not there yet. You know
Right,
what I mean? Like
kind of
it
like
was
some Vice shit, kind of,
yeah, kind of in a way, but it
kind
was
of. I
sort of
don't know.
low key. Not
Mhm.
not everybody in the world was privy to it yet. And um I got into it around episode like 200 and something.
Hmm.
And Ron White was on Joe Rogan, and he had just started number one tequila, and they had drank like almost a bottle of tequila, and Ron White drunk as shit. It's like, I got to go down to the comedy store and do Tony Hinchcliffe's podcast live on YouTube. And then I'm like, cool, I have to watch this. I have to see how drunk Ron White reacts to a show that's on YouTube. I have to go watch this live. So I went and I watched that episode live that night. And I don't know if you ever go back and watch any old episodes, but this one's worth watching. It's Ron White, and the band's characters were all the guys from the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. It was Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy and Bill Engvall.
Hmm.
And all three of them, like the old band. Do you remember the old band? Jeremiah
Jeremiah
Watkins and
Watkins
Joel Berg,
and oh my gosh,
Jetski Johnson,
Jetski. Thank you. I almost
Chroma
forgot.
Chris,
God, dude,
and
I don't even know
Chroma Chris.
what the beef was about.
It
But
wasn't a beef. There wasn't a
they
beef.
just moved. That was it. They just
There
wanted to
wasn't a
move.
beef. There wasn't.
Right.
We've done like Jeremiah did stand up on the spot here. Tony did a set on it.
That's right.
Everything's fine.
He chugged milk.
Yeah, the band came back to kill Tony. Like it was a thing. Like
Yeah.
they're
And I love
everything
the
is
new
good.
band. The new band is, oh my
Yeah.
God. It's
Everything
honestly
is
one of
good.
my favorite bands.
Jeremiah had just become a father. He had just, like, I think, bought a house or
Mm,
signed a lease in Los Angeles. Like it was a thing. Like
yeah.
there was no there was no grand conspiracy. That's what happened. But anyway, I watched that episode and I was like, holy shit, this is the greatest show I've ever seen in my life. So I went
Facts.
back and watched like a couple of episodes with like Tom and Bert, because I was very early into that group of comedy. So all I knew about was like Sober October. So I knew about those four guys. And I was like, oh, Tom and Bert. I know these guys. Let me go watch that episode. So at that point, I was like, fucking, I'm in. Started watching from episode one. And this whole time, I had started tweeting. I was live tweeting me watching these episodes, and I was tagging Kill Tony and everything. So I was just an internet nerd back home in South Carolina watching Kill Tony, live tweeting these things. And I'm getting retweeted by Red Band. I'm getting retweeted by Kill Tony, and I eventually got followed by Kill Tony and by
Whoa.
Red Band on Twitter. And then one day, out of the blue, I get a message from Tony Hinchcliffe on Twitter saying, "What is a Discord?" Because I was part of the Kill Tony Discord, and
Whoa.
and he was like, I was advertising that, hey, we're watching the Kill Tony. I caught up on all of Kill Tony in 4 months, so we're watching a couple of episodes a month, or we're watching a couple of episodes a week until we catch up on Kill Tony. So we did this thing every night at 8 o'clock in the Discord where we would play an episode of Kill Tony, and we would just like live chat in the Discord just like that. But we would one of my buddies, Valish, created this thing called the Yam. So it would credit Kill Tony with the views. So it would direct whoever clicked the link to the YouTube video at whatever timestamp we were in. if that makes any sense. I know that's nerd jargon, but it would help to create views on the old Kill Tony videos is basically what we were saying. So Tony was trying to figure out like if we were like streaming these somewhere like illegally in a way. But I explained to him what was up. So that's how Tony learned who I was. And then Red Band obviously from just tweeting. And then eventually I got into the virtual reality with Red Band. And I did Tony's roast master class when he when he did the his roast university. I took all of that. I have that thing right there. Right there. That's my roast master university diploma on my wall, and that's my Ryan J.E. belt yonder, one of one. But you're muted, by the way.
Yo, thank you. Holy shit, dude, that is insane. He should do that again. Oh my goodness.
um
Wow. Thank you for telling me. I've been saying all this stuff.
No, you're good. I thought you muted for the green tea break.
Yeah.
Anyway, uh, so yes, I know this is a long, drawn out version of all of this, but I was doing very well in Myrtle Beach, so like I wanted to support as much as I could, so I bought all of the merch from Death Squad. I was like a Patreon supporter for Tony's Roast Master class. Like I was also for Brothers in Cursive for William and David. And then I just became Instagram friends with William and David and William. I invited William to our Discord. So William started coming into our voice chat on Discord and hanging out with us. So I kind of like got to know William online. Like I knew all of these people through the internet. Like pretty much
Wow.
everybody in the Kill Tony. I interviewed Michael Lair. I interviewed Joel Berg on the podcast. So I was very close internet friends with all of these people. And then after doing virtual reality for a while, they found out that I could do the music thing and they found out all of these other
Mm.
like shit that I was kind of good at. And Redman was like, you got to get out of Myrtle Beach. I was planning on moving to LA and I made plans to like wait for a year, make a little more money, and then move to LA. But that was the year the pandemic happened. So I was like, fuck, obviously not doing that. But then I still decided, you know what? They moved to Austin. I'm still going to get out of here. I'm going to go to Austin. I told Red Band I'm going to make one more year of money in Myrtle Beach. And I told Tony, like, I'm going to move out here. And they were both like, you have to. And then, so yeah, that's the long version of the story. I'm involved in all of this
Mm-hmm.
nonsense because I watched a live episode of Joe Rogan Experience with Ron White.
Wow. Dude, that's insane. How like it's all because of like some small stuff like that.
Yep.
Funny how that works.
It is. I don't know if you remember Joe Rogan Experience used to go live on YouTube.
No, I did not know that.
So you would get a notification just like when it says virtual red band is live right now. You used to get a notification that would say JRE just went live with Ron White or with Tim Dillon. Ooh, the Keef made that one a little tasty.
Sorry, my shit is about to die. I had to gonna have to here.
How long have we been going? How long do you usually do these things? I talk forever,
Honest,
so
dude. Honestly, I think we started like at 12:30. So I think we've been it's like two. I think we've been going for like an hour and a half. That's insane, man. I mean I have like a few more questions. I don't know if you have
oh, of course.
any time at all, man. I know you have some laundry. I don't know if you want to take a break to switch out the colors.
No, because as soon as I have a process, when I pull them out of the dryer, I have to like organize it all on my bed and put it all away. I'm OCD pretty bad.
I feel that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, dude, something I wanted to ask you is like, you doing comedy with like hanging out with all these amazing talents. Like, and as being like the door guy, what's just like the best advice that you've received from like a comedian or something like that? Like a great
Um,
comedian.
the first time I did a secret show ever, I was not a door guy yet, and Tony Hinchcliffe walked up to me and was like, "You're about to go up. How's it feel?" And I was like, "I'm fucking terrified."
Mhm.
And like he kind of his demeanor switched a little bit from this like silly smiling Tony Hinchcliffe to like he was like he got serious and he was like, "Make sure you get up on the stage."
Whoa.
He says, "Listen, make sure that you get up the steps without falling. Shake the hand of the comedian that is walking off the stage. Make sure you pull the microphone cleanly out of the mic stand and sit the mic stand to the side while and sit the mic stand to the side. And then you're a comedian." And I was
Whoa.
just like, "Okay,
Wow.
okay." But yeah, that was the coolest like that was just the coolest like look, I'm not going to tell you go up there and have fun.
Hmm.
He said, make sure you get up the steps without falling. And then just he like boom, 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 do this. And then the crowd sees a comedian. That means you know what you're doing. You know,
Hmm.
you move like a comedian. You know what I mean?
Wow. I know exactly
Like,
what you mean.
yeah.
Which
And
is
dude, that's,
scary. That's scary, man. I do that. I kind of, that's kind of what I did with the podcasting, man. As a matter of fact, I met Tony Hinchcliffe a few days ago because I went to the Not a Damn Chance opening, the
oh, hell
burger
yeah.
opening. Oh my God, so good. Their burgers. They're pretty good. They're really good. I don't know why I thought they'd be a little bit different than they are, but they're great. Neem
It's a
Williams
smash
is
burger.
awesome. Yeah, you're right. But he also told me, like, I was like, yo, man, I have a podcast. Any advice? I just like asked him for some advice, same way. And he was like, do something that's unique. That's what he told me. There's so many podcasts out there. And he's
Yeah.
like, do something that stands out. And yeah. And he also told me to do it like a lot more. Like do the most that you
Yeah.
can, is what he said.
Yep.
And
That's
I
the
was,
truth.
yeah, right. That kind of hit me. I was like, that sounds like that's some truth right there, you know?
Derek Poston also gave me a thing about doing it as much as you can. You saying that reminds me that Derek Poston probably gave me one of the best. Like, I asked him point blank, and I never asked people shit. Like, I was like, "Hey, man, you've seen me go up a few times. Like, what do I need to do?" And he said, "How often are you going up?" And I said, "Probably not enough." He's like, "Well, there's your answer."
Mm.
So the more you do it, how many episodes are you in on this show?
You would technically be my episode 19 or 20, probably episode 20,
Dude,
19.
you're doing fine, man. Like, uh, I did, I did a podcast for a really long time
I
before
know,
I got into
which I respect
before I
so
got into the
much.
Kill Tony
I
thing.
don't know how you can just say that like that, dude. That's mind-boggling. That's like something Brian would do, bro.
Well, honestly, dude, like it's crazy that I ended up where I did because I look up to Brian a lot. Like he's a huge inspiration to me. Like he like
Yeah,
is a
same here.
he's I mean, without getting fucking emotional, like dude's my legit hero.
Him
And like I
and
respect the fuck out of everything that he has given to comedy in the world.
yeah, him and also Duncan Trussell, dude. I love Duncan
Ah,
Trussell.
Duncan is one of the coolest fucking people on
I
planet Earth.
know. God, I know, bro. My
But
goal
here's
in
the
life.
thing.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, you say the Duncan thing.
I was just gonna say my goal in life is has been to get him on my podcast. On my podcast.
That's possible, man. Duncan is a
Hmm.
human. He is a normal, cool
Yeah.
fucking human.
Dude, he
But
really is.
what I was going to say is all of these people, Duncan, Kill Tony, Virtual Red Band, they've all done episode 19. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or
Like
Nardwar.
Narwhal, yeah,
He's
Nardwar.
like famous for telling
I
people
know.
to just do their shit, do that shit.
Just
Do
do it, man.
something. Do something.
Create. This is how you live forever. This is
Whoa.
immortality. This is immortality because like
This
I
and
it,
children is the other way I would say.
yeah,
Just
yeah. Well, I for my sake, like I don't know if I'll have kids. I don't know if it's for me.
it's
Uh
2005, dude.
and
Yeah.
maybe yeah, good callback. See, that's a thing. That's comedy. Uh but I don't know. Like for me personally, like I have like in out there in this vast internet, there is at least like a couple hundred episodes of me rambling
Hmm.
to a camera, getting my thoughts out. Like that's just that couple of years of my life will exist there forever. Like it
Hmm.
will it will be there until all this shit crashes. So like I think of that as my like that's my immortality. That is my
Hmm.
way of living forever in that sense that someone can always go back and like if they need me, I'm always there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man. And here's what's weird, bro. Like AI starting to like replicate people's like voice and shit like that.
Yep.
Or, like people's art, people's like style. Like I can ask ChatGPT to like tell me a joke in the style of Duncan Trussell or something, and it will like give it to me.
Yeah, man.
That's weird.
It is weird, but what's weird about it, and this is going to upset you a little bit, is how many comics write jokes that way for themselves that are like, write me a joke in the style of me
Oh, right.
uh,
Why not?
about this thing.
I bet nobody like hasn't done that, man.
1,000% somebody has done it because it's like, oh, I need to have a joke about computer disks.
Hmm.
Write me a joke about computer disks in the style of I
Hmm.
don't know. I don't want to name any comics because I feel like that'll embarrass them or me.
I feel you, dude. And I'll tell you what, I'll embarrass myself because I love having conversations. Here's what I fucking forgot what I was gonna say.
Happens to the best of us. I just hit one of them green teas with Keef on it a
Oh,
minute
you
ago.
did? Dude,
Yeah.
I'm fucking gonna blow myself right now.
All right. Why not? Let's do it.
Hey. Yeah, man. Who knows what I was talking about? Dude, thoughts just do that sometimes. That's like so annoying when they do that shit, bro.
Well, no, I do it a lot. It's a green tea thing. I
Yeah,
was I did it last night
so
in the
embarrassing.
second part of the stream that I did because I something disconnected on me there.
And here's the thing, I was about to make fun of myself. So it's probably a good thing that I forgot whatever the fuck it was that we are talking about.
We were talking about Chat GPT jokes.
Oh, you know what? Here it is. Fuck. It's gonna hurt. You're not gonna like to hear this. But I totally asked ChatGPT to help me come up with some questions for this podcast.
But see that's in that case you're using Chat GPT like Google. Like you're just like good. You could have very easily
Right.
just
Yeah.
Googled
That's
good
true.
podcast questions
Yeah.
or a good comedy podcast questions. Just Chat
Hmm.
GPT is just a far superior version of Google at this point.
Dude, and I have not even looked at any questions at all during this podcast, except maybe for that, like that one time I asked for. a question. But yeah, I kind of don't love having questions. How do you do your when you used to do your podcast? Because did you ever how do you do?
In the early days of it, when I was being very diligent about trying to create a good, firm, like, bit of content, I would have like a list of notes to the side that I would just like, here's what I want to ask them. But it would be things that I was curious about, like just things that I wanted to know, or things that I would think that the potential listener would want to know about. And I would make
Hmm.
notes of that. And then for probably the first, I don't know, probably the first 40 to 50 episodes that I did something similar to that. But eventually, after doing that for a few episodes, it just kind of got in the rhythm of how to, go back and forth with somebody.
Mm,
And I didn't need it anymore. Like it was the kind of thing to where I just got good at in the moment finding, like, we jump off on tangents and I would get upset with myself because we didn't hit all the notes I wanted to hit, but I would end up having a better episode because we were being real. So
mm,
I stopped planning. I just stopped planning altogether. And like if I had something on my mind, I would have one topic that I hit, kind of like I do stand up now. I would do my podcast like that. I would have one topic in mind and I would talk about it for however long I would talk about it. But just there's no pressure to be funny because it's just a podcast. So I could just talk.
mm. And do you ever combine that mentality? Like, how do you blend that with comedy and life, even?
Well, I do pretty much everything I do about the same way.
Yeah, that's what
And
you were
by
saying about comedy, huh?
by that I mean, like, yeah, I kind of let it happen. In the
Hmm.
same way we were talking about asking for things, like I sort of just let things happen the way that they're going to happen. And
Yeah.
like if I get an invitation to do something, then that I'm cool with. That I
Hmm.
feel like I've earned and I've deserved. But that's just that mentality that I put into comedy as well. So I'll go up there sometimes, and if it's like an important show, maybe I'll just give my notes a look every week or so to see if there's something new that I'd forgotten about. But here lately, I've just been abandoning all of that, and I've just been going on stage and I've been talking. Just no
Wow.
expectations, no. I'm just I'll go out there and I'll just start saying things. I'll just start lying to the audience
Wow.
about whatever. I'm just trying to make them laugh or freak them out.
Whoa. Interesting.
I don't know,
I see,
because
I
I
see.
look at no, go ahead. Sorry,
Dude, I
I'm
was just gonna
very
say
high up
that.
talking a lot.
No, me too. I was just gonna say that I kind of tell myself that when I'm meditating, for example, like I'll tell myself like, don't think you're going to get enlightened from this, like, because you won't. And like, but like, it feels like so much more beneficial when you completely give up the idea that you're going to succeed somehow, like that you're going to change by meditating. That's like what I've heard, to like tell yourself to abandon all hopes of fruition is the thing. But I don't know how that translates.
Maybe, maybe I don't know. I like the thought of thinking, uh, I'm doing more than this. You know what I mean? Like I'm destined for more than this
Hmm.
right now. I like
Yeah.
that thought just
Yeah.
because, I don't know, the great reason to live, the reason to stay hanging around is like I know that things are going to get better than they are now. I know I'm going to transcend. You know what I mean? Like I know that
Hmm.
I am going to get there.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
a thing. And you will too. Like we all will. And you saying like you like I know I won't gain any sort of grand enlightenment through this.
Right. I won't become
Getting
like a hilarious, successful comedian or podcaster from this episode, maybe.
brother, you have no idea. Look, you have, and I everybody said this when I was growing up, but it's just you hear it so much that you stop hearing it. But it's the truest thing ever is, dude, you can do anything you want to do.
Hmm.
And you hear that so much growing up that you stop listening when people say it. But it's the
Yeah.
truth. Like you can literally do anything that you want to do. You have all of the power. You have
Hmm.
every bit of power to do anything that you want to do.
Yeah, that's so insane.
You have it in you. You have that same
That's
ancient
insane.
spirit dwells in all of us. You know what I mean? That thing. Everybody in the world is the best in the world at something.
Hmm. Right, at being
Like
humans.
in so, anything. Like I mean, like an actual a talent.
Oh,
Everybody in the
okay.
world has a talent that they
Mm.
are far superior than everybody around them at. Like
Um,
you have something that is niche to you that nobody else
mm.
around you has. And once you figure out what that one thing is, that's your you do that
That's
and everything
exactly,
else will
yeah.
show up.
That's exactly what
Do
Tony
that
told
thing.
me. That's what Tony told me, man. Yeah. And dude, here's what I find. It fucking hurts sometimes to stop going in the opposite direction that you've been going your whole life. And just like out of nowhere, turning around and going like, whoa, no, this is wrong. This is way wrong. And you start going towards the thing that makes you unique or whatever. I think that can like almost be painful in a way.
Brother, I waited 34 years. I left Myrtle Beach after, dude, music is
Yeah.
my thing. That's the thing that found me. It's the first thing I got good at. And dude,
I love music too.
I literally like kind of stopped doing music. I got 1 gig a week that I do for a half hour on Thursdays at the Secret Show, and
Hmm.
that's all I got. Like everything else I do is comedy now. So I'm just saying, dude, I started over after like 30 what shit 34 and a half years, like 35 years. I think I moved here on my 35th birthday, maybe.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, like you've got all the time in the world to figure out what that thing is. But if I had to guess, you probably already know what it is.
Yeah, man.
Like, you
I
probably
have
already know what thing has picked you.
that's true, man. You like even if you don't, I feel like you internally know somehow.
Yeah, man.
And
It's
yeah.
after a while, the thing that chooses you, you'll start to become one with whatever that thing is. Like that thing will be synonymous with you. And it will then, when people think about you, they'll think about this thing. And then to a certain point after that, if you capitalize on that thing as hard as you can and put everything that you got in you towards that thing that chose you,
Hmm.
then people will start to think of you when they think of that thing.
Mm,
If
yeah.
that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like everybody thinks about music when they talk about the Beatles, but everybody thinks about the Beatles when they talk about music. You get what I'm
Mm.
saying here?
Whoa. Dude, fuck yeah. I've always thought that, but I've haven't been like find words to put it down.
Yeah. And I mean the Beatles may not be the greatest analogy, but I mean I'm just saying like
Yeah.
whatever, there's something that you've got that you'll be better than everybody else at.
Hmm.
So much so to the point that when everybody else like brings up whatever that thing is, that you'll be the one that they think about when they talk about it.
Right.
It's
And
a
they
thing.
will, yeah, and I feel like um since such things come naturally, because since they're always inside of you, I think that people see that and tend to want to listen inside of themselves as well.
Oh yeah.
They get like inspired.
Hmm. But
Yeah. You have to learn
there's
how to
no
listen.
pressure. You have to learn how to listen.
Yeah, because there is totally no pressure at all. Like you were
Nope.
saying, like it you could take you could go the
Hmm.
wrong direction all you want, and you will know deep inside your heart that it's not right. And no one will do anything about it. Like that's how much of a no rush there is, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Jim
Yeah.
Carrey has this beautiful quote where he says, "You can fail at something you don't like. So
Ooh.
why not take a chance on doing something that you do like?
Right. Yeah.
Because you could fail at the thing you
It's
don't
that
enjoy."
simple. It's that simple. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how like caught up people get in like just like I don't know, um dumb ways to pass their time for no reason, you know. I'm kind of one of them, like but at least I was able to like manage it and put it on like a somewhat interesting path on college because I'm studying psychology. So I find that stuff very fascinating, you know?
That's a really good way to mix podcasting and therapy,
Yeah,
because that's what I
facts.
do.
Dude, yeah. Dude, I love that you named your videos therapy smoke sesh or whatever.
Yeah.
So honest and so like awesome.
Thank you. That's why I do that, though. I call it therapy because I don't want people to join and be like, wow, this is too deep. I didn't know it was going to be like this. And I'm like, hey, it's in the title, bro.
It's interesting. That's interesting. I wonder if there's people that actually say that stuff.
No, but honestly, yeah, there's been people who I, I I've had like different groups of viewers over the years on my YouTube channel. I've been streaming for a really long time, and like just some of the people from back in the day would be like, "Yeah, this is a little too deep for me. I'll catch y'all on the next episode when he's playing songs." You know, when I'm just playing requests to people, which is what I used to do. I'd have my guitar and I would just play requests live on YouTube or Facebook. Facebook Live, I did a lot of back in the day because I had a
Did
really good like following on there, but that was just for music.
did you ever get like movie songs? You definitely get a lot of movie songs, right?
Like like people want to hear songs from movies.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, most of the music I know I've found in movies. I'm a
Yeah.
movie
That's
I'm
kind
a
of a dumb
movie nerd.
question. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, like a lot of like that's where a lot of people find a lot of cool songs that they wouldn't have known otherwise because the
Hmm.
radio just spews out the same garbage for however I don't know.
Yeah.
Ever
I
since
mean,
the early 2000s, radio has just gone way downhill.
bro, I've been listening to radio recently because, dude, it's Christmas. So they be hopping on the Christmas songs, you know what I mean?
Christmas music,
And bro, it is like I've been hearing some weird stuff, like some
the
weird.
commercials.
No, 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 like the Christmas songs. It'll be like, okay, now here's your local choir singing old like West songs, and it'll be like some weird ass like chant or some weird shit like oh, or like some what I mean Mongolian
You'll feel
chant or
like you're in a
something.
cult.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this is not
Hell yeah.
Christmas music at all, dude. What the fuck is this? It's so weird.
That's Krampus music.
It's,
Um,
it's Santa
that's what
Claus
we,
music.
yeah, that's what we call Krampus music.
How,
Yeah, uh,
Cannabis. No, that doesn't make sense.
yeah, Canna
Canna
Krampus,
Cannabis.
Krampus. Uh, but yeah, fucking no. I like terrestrial radio. That's one of the things I'll bark at people sometimes when they walk down the street. I'll say something. Have you seen any of those barking videos I've done where I'll like
Yo, I haven't. But
where I'll
I
like be barking? But that's when you're trying to get people to come into the comedy show. Like, hey, stand up comedy upstairs. Like, yeah, I have to say stuff like that, but
those
that
guys are the
doesn't
best.
necessarily work. So one of the things I'll do is I'll say something like, uh, I like terrestrial radio better than satellite for my money. We have stand up comedy upstairs. So it's like you say something like that just fucks with their, like, just something to confuse the shit out of somebody
Yeah.
real quick.
You know what these door guys once did at this restaurant that I was walking past one time on 6th? They made a snowman out of ice from like their ice machine and put it in the middle of the road. And we're like, watch this snowman get ran over by cars. And nobody would hit the snowman in the middle of the road. So they just kept using it as like bait, as like, look, this is snowman about to get hit. And that was like, I mean, I literally stood there for like 20 minutes just waiting for the snowman to get hit. And never got
That's
hit.
hilarious.
But it was so smart, dude. I was like, dude, I didn't even know this guy's worked here. This is so cool.
That means that that was on a night that wasn't the weekend. On the
Yeah,
weekend they close the streets down and you got the horse cops that walk around and they're horse
yeah.
shit. There's horse shit in the street. And the most fun we can have as door guys is watch people walk through it and realize they've just stepped in horse shit. It's the most fun that a Sixth Street door guy can have on a Friday,
Dude,
Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night
that is good to know.
is watch
Wow.
people walk through horse shit. God
Oh
damn,
my
it's good.
goodness.
It's so
That's,
good.
dude, is Texas the only place that still has police with horses?
I don't know, maybe some places in Utah or Wyoming or like Montana, those are definitely like big horse
Hmm.
Nevada, parts of Nevada. But I know Texas definitely, like Sixth Street definitely has horse cops.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy to me. That's really interesting for some
Yeah.
reason. Dude, I went to 6th Street on Halloween night. That was insane.
Oh, I was there on Halloween,
Were you
sitting out
working?
front. Yeah, I was sitting out front
Holy
with my little
shit.
with my wizard's robes on. I ended
No
up being in a
way.
bad mood that night for
Dude,
some reason. I don't
it
know
was
why.
it was so crowded. 6th Street was so crowded. I didn't even have fun either. I was
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what it was. I think there was just some in the air that night. There was
I
just a
wasn't,
bad vibe.
yeah, I spent so much time in the line, didn't even drink anything. It was, I even went to check out the comedy mothership, dude. I love going to that place and just standing outside of it. I've never been inside.
Man, it's it's everything that it's like if someone with unlimited money created the perfect comedy club.
Hmm.
Like it's literally that.
Dude,
It's incredible.
how does that compare with the comedy store? Like maybe in its prime.
Um I went to the comedy store with Red Band. We did a secret show,
That's so
several
cool.
comics with Casey, Philip Garcia,
I want to go
Sam
so bad.
Prickett, Mickey Housley was there.
I want to
Who else
go.
went with us? I know I'm forgetting somebody important, and I'm a dick. Christina Mariani, I believe, was there. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, there was a few of us that went to LA after Skankfest. We just went to LA and did a secret show at the comedy store, and I got to play on the main room stage, just like our secret shows at Volcan and Sunset. Like I opened up the show, I went out there with my guitar and did 30 to 40 minutes of music.
Wow.
And on the red stage
Hmm.
at the comedy store, like Mecca, and
Was
I
that
was
awesome?
there and it was the coolest moment in my life probably to date.
Are
That's
you
probably
serious?
the coolest thing I've done in my life. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Like I think without a doubt that's the
That's so
that's
fucking
the
insane.
coolest credit that I have in like that's top tier in my mind. But
And why? Like, do you think it's just the energies of the place, or?
it was my granddad's birthday, and he's the reason I started playing music.
Oh, yeah. I saw
And
that
like
set on your
that,
Instagram.
yeah, dude, that was just like it was everything I could to hold it together in that point when I turned around and pointed at that guitar strap that belonged to my granddad that I've never done a gig without.
Yeah.
Like it, you can, if you listen closely, anybody that knows me could hear my voice crack pretty hard whenever I'm saying that because it was like an emotional thing. But like
Hmm. Wow.
it was cool because I was about to get off stage and Red Band came out and was like, "No, we're not done yet. We're not gonna." He was like, I was an idiot because was I thought I was supposed to bring him out, but then he was like, "What are you doing? No, no, no. Do a couple more songs." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, this is kind of awkward." So I talked to him for a second and I started getting some laughs. And then I did an original song, which
Right.
was cool and got a pretty good response.
Great song. I
Thank
love
you.
your original stuff, dude. Your original
Thank
stuff
you.
is real cool.
I need to do it more often. But yeah, that was the coolest fucking thing that happened. But the talking about the mothership, the comparison between the two, I know
Hmm.
I explained too in depth, but
No, I love it.
this is how I do it.
I
Sorry.
love it. Thank
Um.
you.
Uh. So I was there, and I was there with like Holtzman, and I saw the back room where the names where they put up on the marquee. Like I saw the room full of names where you got like like Joe Rogan, Joey Diaz,
Mm-hmm.
the big names that they would put up. Like I just saw all the names that were there. Uh and it was really cool to be in the building. But the way I saw it was the Comedy Store was pretty much just the people that were there. Like they were the store. The building was just the building kind of, but it was the people who were there, which made it the store. And when Rogan left and like Segura and Tony and Red Band and just not even that, but like the management, like Rogan hired all of like pretty much a lot of the comedy stores,
No way.
like Adam Egget, the booker. Um, like it's pretty much like everybody from the store is now at Mothership. So the Mothership is the store now, basically.
Holy shit.
Well, not I mean, not really. And a lot of the comedy purists would like really be Mitzi would roll over in her grave. But I mean, it's like that's kind of the everything that I've heard comedians say from LA when they come out and they're in the green room with us at Secret Show and Red Band's like, so what's LA like? And they're like, fucking ghost town. It's a
Wow.
fuck. It's a fucking ghost town. Like
Yeah.
everybody's here now. The store is down the street. Like I'm not going to mention the comedian that said that, but let's just say it is a giant name drop.
Hmm.
Uh, man, I don't know. Like
I want to move to Austin, man.
this is where it's at if you want to do
It's
anything in the arts.
it sounds weird saying it though, for some reason.
Why?
I don't know, man. I feel like there's so many other cooler places that like I could just maybe get somewhat lucky with my career as a psychologist or something.
Man,
I don't know.
you need to do internet psychology, bro. You need to do a psychology
Yeah.
podcast. That needs to be your podcast thing. If you need to
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
do podcast therapy, man.
Dude, it is called Eric's Psychedelic Breakfast.
By the way, Eric's psychedelic breakfast. I
Let's hear it.
didn't make any notes, but I did notice the name. Is that a
Thank you.
nod to the Pink Floyd album?
Yes. If you know, you know.
Are you? Yes. Um, I'm a big Pink Floyd fan. Uh, I hell yeah, you have it on vinyl.
Sorry, bro. Yeah, I think I'm about to find it, but yeah.
That's awesome, man. Animals.
No, this is
Oh,
Adam
that's
Hart
psychedelic
Mother.
breakfast.
Yep,
Adam Hart
Adam.
Mother.
Yep. Fucking beautiful
Bacon,
names. What the
eggs,
fuck,
jam.
dude? Yeah. Holy shit. Such a great little guy.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I've got I'm sure you can see over here. I got like a
Oh, dude, I was gonna mention it. That's fucking sick.
yeah, that's just the selects that I have taken out. There's like a row under my record player out in the living room, and I've got another couple crates in my closet that are just like
No way.
bullshit that this is just like the the stuff that I like.
I've been told so many times to not spend money on records, man.
Don't listen to that. I'll tell you why records are important is because in any sort of relationship, and we have a relationship with the music we listen to. In any relationship, when physical touch is removed from that relationship, the passion is the first thing to go. There's no passion in pushing a button on your phone. That's the same as Pornhub. You know what I'm saying?
Holy
But when
shit.
you are touching your record, you're pulling it out of the sleeve and sitting the needle on it and flipping it over when the side is done. You're touching your music, so it matters more to you.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Each time it feels like a different listen, almost like a new album.
I love it, man. I actually gave to Tony one time a original a 1987 bootleg of the Tongue Tied and Twisted tour. So
Mm.
just like a random show on that tour, just a single show
Wow.
from that tour, a live bootleg of it that I had. I gave it for just I don't know. I like to give people things,
Right.
but
Santa
it's like a
Claus.
yeah. It wasn't a Roger Waters though. Um,
Dude, I don't know who you're talking about. Like I know Roger Waters, I've actually seen him live, but I don't know the other band that you mentioned.
no, Pink Floyd.
Oh no,
It
the
was the Tongue Tied and Twisted
oh
tour. Like they're like it's a
oh
lyric from Learning to Fly,
yo, that's insane.
but it was Pink Floyd without Roger Waters. It was like a David Gilmour's Pink Floyd, but it was David, Nick, and Rick,
Whoa.
but Roger
That's
wasn't in it.
dude, that's a great gift, Yonder. It's a great gift.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bootleg of Floyd from I forget where it was, some random show in like I don't even know. But back then
Like an
they would do
iceberg or
they
something.
would record well no, they would record it was like an American city. I just don't remember which one.
Mm.
Um but they would record like really good quality audio of it and then like they would sell those further down the tour. They would make like a print. They would make a mold and stamp out vinyls of these bootlegs back then. That was like the way of people doing cassettes, like a mixtape. Like this was just
Mm.
predated that thing.
Yeah,
I love records, man.
me
I
too.
uh
I love
I
concerts too.
I'm not as big on concerts
Not as big as
as I
concerts.
am. Like, well, because I spent so much time doing it. So now when I go to a concert, like I saw Roger Waters live at when he came to Austin
Yep,
this past year.
I saw him in Dallas, but yeah, it's probably same tour.
Same tour. The
The precedents on the screen or whatever.
yeah.
The people who
Yeah.
have
The show will begin in 5 minutes. Yeah.
Holy shit, dude, it was a heavy show.
Yeah, it really was. Tony was there. That was the night that Rogan
Duncan
and
Trussell
Tony
was
and
there.
Ari I saw we talked to Duncan for a while.
No fucking way.
Ari was walking up the steps and we were like, "Yo!" And he came over and talked to us for a
Oh,
second. He recognized us.
That
And
must have, dude, that is such a cool, perfect moment to meet Ari Shafir and Duncan Trussell
uh
at a
oh,
Pink
I mean,
Floyd concert. Oh,
yeah,
Roger Waters.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Close.
I saw, I don't know, I saw him. Like, I knew both of them at that point, but like,
That's so sick.
but it was cool. It was cool to see him there. And everybody, like all the mothership people, like we all sat in pretty much like the same section. Like they were
Whoa.
above us in like a booth or whatever. But like I remember just seeing a lot of familiar faces. Like Justin Wren sat like a few rows in front of us with the manager from the mothership, and then
Wow.
like Christy and Yoni were also down there, and I don't know. It was just sick. But
I
the
should have
whole
been
time
throwing
at
an
the
awesome.
concert, yeah, it was fucking incredible. But the whole time I was there at the show, I was really digging the music and getting lost in it at times. But I would always end up breaking out of it and looking down and watching the guitar tech work just because I'm still
Mm.
that guy. So I would like get distracted by the guitar tech doing the pedals, because that's one thing not a lot of people know about those live performances is like, you not only do you have a guitar player, but that guitar player has someone standing below the stage that is pressing buttons, changing their tone on their guitar. And
Oh, that's right.
like there's always that going on. And I'm so fascinated with the behind the scenes because
That's
I
so
know how
cool.
that world works that I get distracted and I don't enjoy the show as much as I should.
Hmm.
But that was an incredible show.
Wow. Yeah, and then the fucking picture that came from that experience, which is like all of them sitting in a restaurant. Like the conversation must have been so cool
Yeah.
that they all had
Oh
with Roger
man.
Waters.
I talked to Tony about that night, and there was like there was a funny thing that he said that was, I'm not going to repeat it, but he was just like that. He said something funny to Ari, and Roger Waters was like, "That's not funny."
Oh yeah.
Like very seriously, that's not funny. But I was like, man,
Yeah.
you know how you felt sitting at that table is how I feel when I'm hanging out with all of you. So I
Damn.
just want to give you some perspective about my experience. And it was a
Yeah.
good moment we had.
That's cool. That's cool, but I'm sorry, dude, but Pink Floyd, like
Yeah, dude.
that's mind
The guy.
blowing. Dude, but I don't know, like I'm not trying to bash Pink Floyd, but I just feel like it hasn't been the same listening to them as much after
Mm.
I don't know, because I've heard
Like,
Roger Waters like criticize his own albums and shit, and it's just like I don't know. It kind of influenced my hearing of it a little bit.
man, Pink Floyd with Roger Waters is remarkable. Pink Floyd without Roger Waters is pretty good. Roger Waters outside of Pink Floyd is fucking incredible.
Hmm.
Like, he gets more of a nod because he wrote the songs. Like, he was the main songwriter. And then after uh David Gilmour's solo stuff is awful. He is not a great songwriter in my opinion. Uh but he's a wicked guitar player. Like that's the thing that he's got. He's got that guitar tone down. Like David Gilmour is a lot of the reason why I like to play a Fender Strat. Like he's got that down. But the thing that has bothered me about Floyd is that the quietest person in the group who was the keyboard player was Richard Wright. And I don't know if you've ever gone and listened to any Richard Wright records. He's got a record called Wet Dream. There's a lot of copy. They press that vinyl a lot, so it's easy to find. You could find a good vinyl copy of Wet Dreams by Richard Wright, and you hear where Pink Floyd came from. Because Richard Wright's solo album sounds like Pink Floyd, like
Dark
for
Side.
real. And then whenever he passed away, they released this Endless River album, and it
Whoa.
was just trash because Richard Wright wasn't there to have a hand in producing it. So it was
Whoa.
just like, and like you find out where the real magic of Pink Floyd was probably Richard Wright.
Wow. Dude,
Like,
I love that.
yeah, I mean, and that's something that not a lot of people are, because the same thing is a lot of the magic of Led Zeppelin was John Paul
Oh my
Jones.
God, thank you.
Like,
You fucking just read my mind.
like a lot of people don't know. Everybody knows Bonham. Everybody, like, people rarely know John Paul Jones' name. You know,
Hmm.
they're like, oh, they'll know Robert Plant, they'll know fucking Jimmy Page, they'll know
I was
John
about to
Bonham,
fucking say that.
but they're like, oh, and who was the bass player again? But
God.
he was the silent winner because he was doing like synthesizer keys stuff. He was the guy in that band.
Hmm.
I don't know, just like all those silent leaders in the group that don't need the recognition. They're just there. The Brian Red bands, like the silent
Mm.
leaders out there that are just like they know they're really running the show,
Hmm.
but or they know that they're the signature sound that's keeping the people coming back.
I hate saying this for some reason, but Ringo Starr is another great example.
Ringo played to the song. Ringo Starr could be the greatest drummer of all time because he played to the song.
Hmm.
Like that's the thing that people don't get about Ringo is that he didn't need to be Keith Moon playing all of these
Hmm.
solos. He was the best drummer in Liverpool, and the Beatles wanted
Hmm.
him in their band. And they came up together. He played to the song. He did exactly what was needed. Like you seen that video of Questlove and uh Dave Grohl talking about like they're sitting behind a drum kit just playing Ringo fills, talking about how brilliant he was. Man, you need to watch this video.
Okay,
I'm a big ring. I'm a Beatles guy. I really like the Beatles.
you got
I
that poster
like
behind you.
oh dude, this thing actually is that is a 1964 original, like
Whoa,
that hung up in a lady's dorm room in
wow,
1964 in somewhere in the Northeast. I forget,
dude,
but I got that from a yard sale.
you gotta scan it with a UV light, bro.
Nah, I'd rather not.
Dude, that's
But yeah, dude.
insane. That's insane.
Yeah, that's an original. That's funny. You probably can't see it from here. I doubt it. But in that version of it, you can see right here, Paul McCartney is holding a cigarette in his hand because he wanted to look
Ooh.
cool. And eventually, in that same picture, they had the cigarette removed from the silhouette version of it because they didn't want it to, give the idea that smoking was cool. So that's an original. He still has the cigarette in his hand.
That's insane. Another
Yeah.
crazy thing that they did was for the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club album cover.
Yep.
Hitler was originally in it. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah. They removed Hitler. They had to remove Hitler, and they had to remove, I believe, Genghis Khan, maybe. I
And
think they had both of those things. As John Lennon said, he was a real free thinker.
I think they covered up Gandhi.
Maybe. I think Aleister Crowley might have been on there. Maybe they removed him too, but I think he's on there
Yeah, I
still.
think I think he's still on there.
Yeah.
I
I've,
once go ahead, please, please.
you ever watch that Paul McCartney is Dead document?
Oh my God, dude, I have.
It's so horseshit because the guy is clearly not George Harrison talking. It's like the worst. It's the worst impression ever.
I didn't even know that it was made by George Harrison.
No, it was supposed to be made by a guy who had cassette tape recordings that George Harrison gave,
Oh,
and I was like,
I don't think I saw
yeah, and
that.
Paul died. This like sounds like me doing the thing. Yeah, and Paul got in a car accident. We didn't want the world to go crying. Or however, I don't know. Like I could do a better job than the guy that did it.
Dude, here's what I heard. Fuck. I heard that in Strawberry Fields Forever, at the end, he clearly says, "I buried Paul." Like,
Yeah,
and then like if you read the lyrics anywhere, it says strawberry jam.
yeah,
Like that sounds nothing like each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you like, I don't know, it's like my mind playing tricks, but I always hear I buried Paul, like a confession, and it's like, what the fuck? And like that after that creepy ass like
yeah,
dude, it's so creepy. Like why would they even include that creepy ass fucking I mean, I understand it and I love it, kind of like Revolution 9. I forget the name of the genre, but creepy, dude. I don't know.
yeah, man.
That's always touched me in the wrong way, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the Beatles, man. I like that they even if they just made little even if they just left little clues to confuse people, I still respect that. Like even if that's it, because
Mhm.
they're screaming Paul's name in the solo at the end of "While My Guitar Gently Weeps." They're just
Whoa.
yelling Paul's name, and like all of the whole corpse stuff with him being barefooted on Abbey Road,
Oh,
and
yeah.
all of the representation on that.
Yeah, and like there's no reason behind it at all.
Yeah, and then the whole Sergeant Pepper's is basically a grave. It's a grave site.
Oh, yeah. But dude, here's after all the stuff that McCartney did afterwards, like no like person would ever think that that's what McCarthy would do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there was the guy who supposedly took his place, who won. He won the Paul McCartney lookalike contest. Is that poster right here somewhere? No, the inside cover. I could go get the record. Hey, do you have the White Album? Do you have the White Album on vinyl?
I don't have any Beatles albums on vinyl.
Oh man, you gotta in the White Album insert. In the insert, you can fold. You know the lyrics sheet. You fold it out, and it's a poster. It's like a really fucking cool poster on the other side of the lyrics. But there's a picture of a guy who won the Paul McCartney lookalike contest, and I forget his name. But apparently, he was supposedly the guy who started becoming Paul McCartney, and the reason that they grew their facial hair out during that era was to hide the plastic surgery scars that made him look more like Paul, because they couldn't handle the mass suicides that would happen of teenage girls all over the world when they found out Paul McCartney was dead.
Wow.
I don't
That's
know. It's a
so
vast conspiracy.
I get kind of like weirded out when I think that I can meet Paul McCartney. Like that he's going on tour. He's like touring around Europe and shit.
Yeah,
And
you can meet him.
it's so weird that you can meet him. I'm like, wait, that guy is still alive.
That would be cool. I'd like to see a Beatle.
Isn't
That
that
would be pretty
crazy?
sweet. Like I saw Sean Lennon's band
I
one
was
time.
about to say that.
Not the Delirium with Les Claypool, but I saw Ghost of a
Oh,
Saber-toothed Tiger.
holy
Like,
shit.
so I've seen the Son of a Beetle,
I
which is
fucking love
pretty
that
fucking
band.
cool.
Okay, so I went to go see the one with Les Claypool, but they had a
That's sick, man.
they had a guest player who was Roger Waters' son on synth,
No shit.
and they covered the entire Animals album. Sean Lennon, Les Claypool, and Roger
Dude,
Waters' son.
you forget, a lot of people don't know this. Primus used to play a lot of Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah, have
Like
a cigar.
Les Claypool is an old school Pink Floyd
So
guy,
I
and
didn't
he
connect those
sounds a
dots.
lot like Roger Waters. His voice sounds a lot like Roger Waters.
And he plays the bass, so it's like
Yeah,
dude, oh my God, he's like probably one of the best bass players around.
he is. I've seen him. I saw him with the Fancy Band or the Les Claypool's Fancy Trio in like 2006, I think.
Mm.
Man, they were incredible. Dude, I did so much drugs that weekend.
Yeah.
So much psychedelics. And Les Claypool just he did Roof. I don't know if you heard Up on the Roof. They probably did it at that show you were at.
Damn. I
But
think so
it's
too.
is usually he opened with that song, and I think that they sometimes open with it, but it just
Mm.
sounds so fucking gnarly and it's
Yeah.
so loud.
Dude, I think they're going to Austin or some shit pretty soon.
Yeah. You know what else is going on, Austin? Do you ever fuck with Explosions in the Sky? Are you familiar with that band?
No. You're
They're
about
an
to put me
instrumental
on?
band.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah,
gonna write
they're an
this down.
instrumental band, dude. They you ever see the movie Friday Night Lights, the movie?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't
Because they
know.
did the whole soundtrack to that movie. That's the thing. It was a big movie whenever I
Hmm.
was coming up. It's not weird that you haven't seen it.
Exploding Suns? What is it?
Explosions in the Sky. There's an
Mm.
album called The Earth is Not a Cold, Dead Place. You should put that on when you meditate next time. It's instrumental, so you won't have to worry about like getting it like making your thoughts
Mm.
wander with words. You know what I mean?
So it's kind of like a good also for like studying and stuff, doing homework.
Yeah, bro. Like it's for real. It's
Dude,
legit. There's other albums that they have, but that's the album. That's the one. The Earth is Not a Cold, Dead Place.
you know who was supposed to be in Austin a few weeks ago? I don't know if they're going back, but Thundercat as well. I don't know if you know
Who's
Thundercat.
Thundercat? I don't.
Thundercat is probably the other person I would put up against Les Claypool as bass player.
Oh shit,
Yeah, he's right up there with them, man. Thundercat. I
man.
recommend him like crazy.
You know who's a
Oh.
monster bass player? Are you familiar with a band called Wolfpack?
Oh my God, yeah.
Joe
Yeah.
Dart,
Holy shit.
bro. Joe Dart is a dirty motherfucker on the bass, dude.
Yep. Dude, that's so true.
Those guys. I don't know what is going in the water wherever those guys are from, but they are like somehow the tightest band on earth, and it somehow,
Hmm.
and they're
Yeah.
just from some random, like they're a Midwestern band, maybe. I don't know. They're in New York. I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know where
dude,
they're from.
me neither. I wanted to say that they weren't from
Maybe
America,
Michigan.
but they're
I
definitely
know they're
from
from. I know
America.
they're American.
Yeah,
I
they're
know they're
definitely from
American.
America. But they sound
I
like they're
think they're from
not.
Michigan.
But the name like Wolfpack sounds like Russian or something.
Yeah,
And they're so
but
good that you're
dude,
like, what? How? Like, they actually have a lot of
Ann Arbor,
music.
Michigan. That's right.
No way. That's crazy. They have a few songs with Lewis Cole. Do you know Lewis Cole?
Yeah, he's the guy. He
Yeah.
did the 1612 with them, right? That's that guy, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that guy has a bunch of songs with Thundercat.
Oh no shit, hell yeah.
Yeah, so they're like best friends. So I'm surprised that Wolfpack and Thundercat have not worked together. I'm sure they have actually, but
Yeah, dude. I
yeah.
really like that. That kind of stuff. It reinvigorates my reinvigorates my love for music
Hmm. Me too.
because
I
they're
do.
playing actual instruments.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yep. Right. It's not as much.
No electronics at all. Like they're playing
Yeah.
actual instruments through actual amps, and they're not using a lot of effects. They're plugging the guitar into the amp, and that's the
Right.
sound.
It's like and yeah, and and they're getting recognition for it, which is what I
Right.
love. This isn't like,
Yeah.
oh hey, come look at this guy do his thing. It's like you're watching the bass player, like the guy that you usually don't pay attention. He's the main guy, and then there's the
Yeah.
drummer who is like mind blowing, and then everybody is like mind blowing. Like I feel like that's becoming more of a like a thing, just seeing
Oh yeah.
real, like acknowledging real talent, you know?
Those guys got it, man. That's like a funk you can smell. Whatever those guys are doing, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Kill Tony, man, it's a great place to see, great new talent sometimes. Sometimes,
Oh man,
on the
sometimes I'll,
bucket.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it every now and again. I'll save up a couple of episodes and then like binge like two or three in a row. Go through and see all the people
You never
who
run out of
get
episodes to
pulled.
watch.
Yeah,
So,
I'll see people get pulled that I know, and just be like, "Hey, come on, man," or
yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't watch it because like I don't want to see somebody I know not do well and not have a
Hmm.
good go at it. But then every now and again, man, I'll see a homie that I do know, like young Heath Cordes, or like
Oh, you knew him before he had his
yeah,
minute?
dude. Well, Heath couldn't go inside Vulcan when he came to kill Tony the last time because he wasn't 21 yet. So he hung outside with me
Oh,
out
no
out the front door.
way.
Yeah,
Dude,
so I've
he is
known.
low-key young to me. Like, like he's my age. That's what's
Yeah,
mind-blowing to me. Like,
yeah,
I thought I was young, but then I was like, oh my God, this guy already made it and he's my age. Well, you know what I mean?
dude, and
Like
he's a killer too. He's got such good stage presence. Like
he
he's
went
not
on
afraid.
he went on Kill Tony tonight or a week ago, I guess.
Oh, was he on this episode? Hell yeah,
Hmm.
with
Yeah,
Howie.
with Howie, dude. Great fucking, oh my God. Great
Howie's
guest.
funny, man. Everybody forgets how funny Howie was.
Yeah, dude, I think he was on, looks like he was kind of on drugs or something. I don't know. He had sunglasses on. Maybe he was just drunk, you know? Why do
He
people wear
might have been.
sunglasses?
I know
Uh,
that he also did Matt and Shane with Sam Talent. I'm a big Sam Talent guy. But
Ooh.
Howie and Sam did an episode of Matt and Shane. They called it the Howard and Sam secret podcast or whatever.
Mm.
You ever listen to Matt and Shane? They're
No.
here now. Dude, Matt
Wow.
and Shane secret podcast, dude, is Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker.
Whoa. I've definitely seen it on YouTube and I've like
Dude.
skipped through it. I
All
never
right,
click on
man.
them.
Dig. You're doing the podcast thing now. You should like ingest as much of the other like successful podcasts as you can and steal shit from them, like tricks and
Mm.
techniques or whatever.
Yeah.
Matt and Shane podcast is a really good show to get into. Also, are you familiar with Are You Garbage? Have you ever watched Are You Garbage?
I'm familiar with it. I
Because
can't
it's a
re
really fun show.
Oh wait, I'm familiar with it from Kill Tony.
Yeah, H
I don't think
Foley
I
and
I
oh
think
Kippy.
I think I've just seen them on Instagram Reels and shit like that.
Those guys are good, man. They're real people, and
Yeah.
that well, I'm kind of a kind of white piece of shit. I grew up from white piece of shit type situation. I'm a garbage person, so it's nice watching them have other people on, seeing if they're garbage.
Mm.
But no, anyway, I'm just shouting out fucking podcasts at this point, dude.
Here's another podcast that I want to shout out real quick. Joey Diaz. Did I miss Joey
Oh
Diaz?
my god, The
What the fuck
Joint.
happened to Joey Diaz?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still doing Joey's Joint.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, dude, every day, and him and Lee
No
Syatt do the
way.
check in. Yeah, they do a Zoom thing where just him and Lee just check in with
Whoa.
each other. Yeah,
Dude, I'm gonna be on that fucking
bro.
tomorrow.
Me and my best friend Mumford Davis, who I don't know if you know, you should interview Mumford if you like.
Yo,
He's
thank
my
you so
roommate.
much for the recommendation.
Uh, he's my best friend, my roommate. he loved Joey Diaz, and me and him,
Me
there
too.
was a time there was a time in our lives when we were talking about like, dude, I just put Joey Diaz on, and I hear greetings from Podcastville. And then by the time, by the time he's done reading his ads, by the way, Joey Diaz is the only person that I will listen to do ads. Like I don't care. I will listen to Joey Diaz do ads, like read ads. I would never skip them.
Him
But I
and
would
Duncan
always be
Trussell.
asleep. Well, I didn't listen to Duncan's show a whole hell of a lot. I've
Mhm.
listened to a few episodes of people that I know and was interested in, but I I need to get on Duncan's show more. I know that he's very like pushing the envelope with, or not pushing the envelope, but like going out there when it comes to like talking about mental stuff and like
Right.
being very honest, and he's not afraid to go there,
Yeah. 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 He lives there.
He's also really nice, man. Like I've hung out with Duncan several times, and
Mhm.
he remembers people. Like he's like
Yeah.
really, really nice and personable. One of the cooler guys I've met. There's so many cool guys that are out here, man. It's like you see other comics that are just being douchebags to everybody, but
Mhm.
you'll see people like Tony that
I
you'll
was about to
meet
say
that'll
that.
give you like a really cool piece of
I was about to
advice.
say that. Yeah. Yeah, he came up to me, man. He was just like, and then when he left, he was like, "I love you, man," or some shit, and like,
Yeah.
he like tapped my back, and I know how like germaphobe or like not germaphobe, but like how he doesn't touch people, Tony, and like
Yeah.
or strangers at least, So
Yeah.
I think that him like touching me, being like, "I love you," was like, ah,
Tony's a
yeah,
cat.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Tony's a cat.
perfect.
He doesn't want anybody to touch him. But
Hmm.
like, you know what I mean? Like he'll come to you.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I was just eating my burger behind him, like not trying not to listen to his conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was with my homie, I was like, let's just eat our burger casually behind him. And the homie was just like, "What do y'all think of the burger?" And it was like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful moment.
I haven't had it yet. I need to get one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dude, they're great. They're
They're
pretty
so
good.
awesome. And like there's a bakery. That's where his wife's bakery there as well.
Oh, Tony did get like an ice cream or some shit from like a cookie. No, ice cream sandwich. That's what it was. It was an ice cream
Ooh.
sandwich. And it was like the nice ones, you know what I mean? Like big ass cookie,
Yeah.
probably like spicy ice cream of some kind, or no, probably spicy cookie of some kind. And then
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't get it, but everybody had
He
one.
if I don't, I know that somewhere nearby there is the his wife has a bakery, Margarita. She has
Hmm.
a bakery like where she makes bread and shit like that. They're really cool, man. I was Philip was one of the people who like he said my name one time, and I was like, "Oh shit. This dude knows my name." Like it was one of those moments. That
Yeah.
guy's cool as shit, man.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about asking Neem Williams to be on my podcast.
Oh, dude, I'm sure he would, man.
You know
He
what I
was
mean? Wouldn't
also
that be
really
so
nice.
sick? Yeah.
Here's the thing, man. When you're doing a podcast like this, it's almost like you get every line into the water as you can. At this point, you're trying to
Hmm.
you're trying to get it off the ground, basically, dude. Like, ask everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I reached out to people and I was like, you know what? The worst they can do is say no,
Hmm.
but you can't be upset for trying.
Dude, and barely anybody has said no to me.
Stub Muffin will do your podcast, I bet.
Yo, no way. Dude, here's my
You'll
thing
have a
with
little
Stud
potato
Muffin.
sack.
Here's my
Little
thing with
potato
Stud
sack up
Muffin.
here.
I cannot look at him not being a potato sack. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm so
Well, I mean, I'm
scared.
saying that you would actually see Stud Muffin like the little potato sack. You would
Oh
see
my
his.
God, that would be the best day of my
That's how he would
life.
do it. That's
That
how
would be,
he.
holy shit, dude.
That's
I
his
would
persona.
want, okay, if he will do that, I would love that so much.
I'm telling you, dude. He'll do it
Because that was my question. Is
as
like,
Stud Muffin.
how- is because that's such a character. Like, I would love to meet the mastermind behind it all, you know?
Yeah.
Such a
It,
mysterious pimp.
but yeah, dude, he's the
Stud.
man.
I meant to say, I don't even know. Both of them are equally.
Spud Muffin. No potato sack. You'll Spud.
S- Spliff muffin.
But nah, man. Stud will do the podcast. You're doing the right
That'd be
thing.
awesome.
I know we've been going at this thing for a while. I'm gonna go switch these laundry out shortly, but
Dude, for real.
you're doing the right thing, man. Just reach out to people. Worst case scenario, they say no,
Hmm.
and they more than likely won't. Some people
Yeah.
like they want to help you out, and not a lot of people probably like during the pandemic, everybody and their sister was asked to be on everybody's podcast. So it's not that way
Mm,
anymore, So like
great
some people
point.
might have a little bit more free time now than
That's true.
from that sort of thing. They might not get asked as much. So you'd be
Mm,
surprised.
yeah. Dude, well, thank you so much for
You're
the
welcome.
advice. All the advice. I learned so fucking much. So many great bands, people, uh, great shit, man. So yeah, thank you. Everybody is
You're
going
welcome.
to love that shit. And I'll reach out to um Mumford
Yeah, Mumford Davis. That's my best
Mumford
friend, Mumford.
Davis. I'll reach
He's
out to
been on Kill
him.
Tony.
Oh, really?
He's on Virtual Red Band. He's the little monkey.
Oh, I think I
He's
know
the
who you're
little
talking about. Was he
he's a
on
little
was he on Kill Tony like recently?
not recently.
Oh, okay.
He was on an episode with Joe Rogan at Volcan
Oh,
where he
cool.
talked about doing sweepstakes. He likes to do sweepstakes.
I don't think I
And
remember.
yeah,
Dude,
it's been
that's
a
so
minute ago.
cool. That's so
But no,
sick.
he's in I'm just saying like you can ask people to do your show and they'll do it. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You ask 10 people, you'll get 5 guaranteed yeses probably.
And I know you were trying to get your podcast back up and running, right?
Kind of. I'm just trying to
Kind of.
release content.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to release content, but I'm realizing that doing those smoke and chat sessions, that's
Yeah.
basically just my old school podcast. So I should just start numbering those. Like
Yeah,
I should
exactly.
just go back and number those as like numbers whatever.
And
And just
yeah, you should totally do that. That's
yeah.
good. That's kind of what this feels like. I feel like I'm literally watching that video right now.
Yeah, it might be hell, dude. This is
But in a
imagine we just
way better
that's the
way.
that's the psychedelic thing of this podcast is at the end we revealed to everybody that we just both took a lot of psychedelics and recorded 2 separate videos at the same length and just played them and they just worked somehow. That's the real surprise of this episode. Everything else is just smoke and mirrors.
Hmm.
We
Exactly.
have them.
Holy shit, man. Whenever I see you again, I have to, whenever we can, I want to have a recording or you just make a recording for how to make the best rice somehow.
Oh, bro.
I
I'll
wanted to
leave
ask
you
you
with
about that.
this. Do
Okay.
you have a rice cooker?
Yes, sir. It's huge.
Okay. Do you usually cook meat?
Yeah, I cook meat.
What is your usual go-to meat that you cook the best? What's your best meat dish?
Um, let's see. I can cook some pretty good steak.
Okay. So the next time you make a steak, after you rest your steak, you have a large accumulation of whatever juice at the bottom of the steak.
Mm, yeah.
Put that in your rice and stir that in with your rice. But
But
also season your water. Season your water with a little salt and pepper. Most people are like, "Oh, you don't season your
mm,
rice water ever." Also, wash your rice. Like you shouldn't be just
mm,
raw dogging your rice. You should wash it. You should, whenever
yeah.
you fill it up with water, the water looks like really frothy and milky almost. Wash
Hmm.
your hands really nice. Make sure your hands are clean. Fill up, cover up the rice with water, and then stir it around with your hand, and then slowly pour the rice, slowly pour the water out, like while not losing any of the rice. Like slowly drain the water.
Oh,
Do
okay.
that about 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
Do that about 3 or 4 times until the water runs pretty close to clear after you've done that.
Hmm.
And then season that water with however you want to season things. A little Old Bay helps if you use that kind of stuff,
Writing that down.
salt and pepper. But the main thing is any side you make, use the juice from whatever meat you make in the
Mm.
side.
And
Always do that
you put it in it like when the water is still there.
after.
Oh,
No, no, no.
after.
Like cook the rice, like season the rice water.
Okay. Okay.
Like all I put in the and honestly, dude, you could substitute the water for like a beef broth, or honestly, chicken broth makes better rice, I
Whoa.
think, than beef broth. But um, yeah, do that.
I
Like,
always
and
add some garlic and onion to in there.
oh yeah, like actual garlic and actual onion, or garlic powder and onion powder.
No, no, like actual garlic and actual onion.
Yeah.
I like using
Uh,
green onions. Like I'll just throw a whole green onion in there.
yeah.
Do you
That's
ever do you ever cover up the top like the hole with a napkin? I know some people do that or something.
nah.
Okay.
I let it do its thing, and it always comes out perfect.
Okay.
Um,
But no onion or no garlic.
I mean, sometimes I have the little steam tray above, and I'll put like some broccoli or something up there,
Ooh,
like
interesting.
to steam the broccoli. And also that'll drip down on the rice, and that'll give it a little bit more of like a broccoli flavor. It doesn't smell the best, but it's really tasty. It smells kind of like a fart, but because broccoli does, but
Yeah.
and the same would work with like carrots. But you could steam the onions, and the onions would drip. I don't know, maybe I would do something like that. But sometimes uh I'll just season the water. But sometimes I'll add like a little like stock or like a bouillon paste or something like that. But yeah, just
Hmm.
seasoning the water pretty good. Like letting the rice be cooked in something other than just plain tasting water is going to help the flavor a shit ton. But the real
That's
trick is
insane.
after the end, like you, and also after it's done, not while like after the water is soaked in, the rice is done, the cooker is off or on warm if you have one that stays on warm. I would do like maybe a third stick of butter if you do but depending on, well, I
Right.
do a lot of rice though. I'll cook like 2 to 3 cups of rice at a time because I want to make a lot. So if you're doing just like a cup of rice, like the less butter, obviously,
Right.
but
Okay.
like just put like a amount of butter that you're comfortable with, but use a little bit more
Hmm.
because it'll taste a little better with a little more butter, and the juice from the steak, the juice from pork chops. Actually, if you ever fuck with pork chops, they produce some of the best tasting juice
Hmm.
to season a side with.
Holy
This
shit.
also
Okay.
works with Velveeta shells and cheese. The same trick works with your shells and cheese recipe. Because I fuck with shells and cheese real hard, dude.
Like you're telling me to put the sauce from the pork chops into the shells and cheese?
after at the same way with the rice. Like put it in with the cheese sauce
Hmm.
and
I
stir it all together, dude.
I
I'm telling you,
actually
man.
I actually
That's
just
that's like,
made some mac and cheese right before you called me, and I was getting like Remy up in that fucking kitchen, dude.
dude. I really like to cook. Uh,
Me too.
I like cooking, and that's a like just the juice from whatever meat you make always makes the side so
Hmm.
much better. That's just that's law. That's state law.
Yeah, it makes me want to ask you your favorite barbecue spot in Austin. That
I
Pete
mean,
Terry's. I mean, not Pete
do I
Terry's. I'm
have
sorry, Terry
do I have to
Black's.
say Terry Black's? I mean, I have to because
Really?
not my favorite barbecue spot. To be honest with you, like, and they don't sell like pounds of brisket or
Lambert's.
no. I mean, they don't sell it like that. But CM Smokehouse
Ooh, okay.
is probably out of the places that I would consider that type of restaurant. That's the
Mm-hmm.
one. They do like the brisket crunch wrap supreme, like they
Mm,
do like a brisket Philly cheesesteak.
okay. Wow.
They're ridiculous. They do like the Wagyu burgers. Their burgers are
Wow.
incredible. Here's CM Smokehouse is the restaurant that caters Kill Tony every Monday night.
Oh,
They're the one that
wow.
cater the green room for the Kill Tony crew
No
on
way.
Monday nights. That's CM Smokehouse.
Oh my God.
That's the caliber, dude. And this is I know I said I'm leaving. I'm literally going to leave you with this because it's almost 3:30 in the morning.
I'm so sorry.
But serious, no, don't be. I'm still gonna go stay awake until 6. I just gotta flip this laundry around.
I got the number. I got the number. That's such a cool
But
number.
uh, but no, like whenever we would get done working the Joe Rogan shows on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights at the Vulcan back in the day, like literally like last year, kind of last year when we were working those shows,
It feels
the
like so
best
long
part of
ago.
our night, it does feel like so long ago. It feels like ages ago. Like it
Yeah.
feels like Mothership has always existed. It feels like it just feels like a thing. But
I
anyway,
hope it never stops feeling like that.
I don't think it will. It doesn't.
Hmm.
But the best part of our night was we would always get to go upstairs and all of the door guys would get to raid the food that Rogan's like the Rogan catering food that was left. Like that was how a lot of us ate. But the thing was they would get CM Smokehouse, but they would also get something
Yeah,
else.
that's genius.
And at the end of the night, man, we would sometimes end up walking out with like a tray of burgers,
Oh my God, yeah.
like a tray of mushroom Swiss burgers.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, and they were so good, dude. And people would be like, I don't like mushrooms. And I'm like, well, I do.
Dude, I love mushrooms.
Dude, a mushroom Swiss burger from CM Smokehouse,
Okay.
top fucking tier, man. They have
Okay.
this like this ridiculous some sort of aioli. But that was some of the best and that was some of the best times of my life was getting to watch Joe Rogan and all these openers that would open up for Joe Rogan. And then at the end of the night, he would leave and say, "All right, guys, good night, good job, guys." And we'd be like, "Night, night, Joe Rogan, I love you."
That's so
And
crazy.
then we would walk upstairs and
That's
eat all of
so
their
crazy.
leftovers and have so many like burgers and shit to take home with me.
Oh my
So
goodness. That does not seem
that's
real.
I know, but it is, and that's because I was there. Uh, but anyway,
Yeah, is there
yeah.
fuck, one time Duncan Trussell gave me a fig bar at one of his shows. So that was he brought me in the green room and introduced me to William Montgomery.
Oh no shit. Hell yeah.
And then on the way out, we ended up smoking a blunt that I brought, me, William, and Duncan didn't smoke it, but we were just
Yeah.
talking, and it wasn't it's not the same experience as getting a tray of burgers, but dude, that fig bar, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude, it's a thing. It's like this was Duncan Trussell's fig bar. Like it's the thing. It didn't matter. It's just a regular cheeseburger,
Yeah.
but this was Joe Rogan's cheeseburger. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, dude. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the like Jesus splitting the bread or something. I don't
Breaking bread, man.
know.
That's what it is, dude.
Like
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
people go to church to experience that little, here you go. Here's a little cracker.
What's cool was that the owner of the club knew that most of us relied on that, so they kind of ordered extra so that we'd have a little
Oh,
bit at the end of the night. Like
wow.
that was
Badass.
cool, man. I don't know, it was cool.
Yeah.
But
Dude.
fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah. Thank you.
Roll Tide.
Is there anything that you want to plug, man? Um any shows or
um,
anything you got coming up? Or where can people find you if anybody wants to reach out to you?
pretty much at Yonder Wizard, ZZERD. Uh, hell, I might have that here. Do I? Um, oh shit, where is it? Yeah, at Yonder Wizard, ZZERD at my Instagram, pretty much. I got everything there in a link tree, or honestly, link tree. Yonder Wizard,
That link
link
tree's awesome.
tree. Um,
I gotta
where's
get
the
one of
fucking?
those.
Yeah, it's cool because they're free.
Exactly. Yeah, I use
Uh,
Squarespace right now, and I'm really considering not renewing my subscription. Low key.
oh yeah, buddy. I used Squarespace for a really long time, and I had to get rid of it because it was just costing me more money than it was making. There we go.
Oh shit. Look, bro, look at you.
It
That's
was costing me more money than it was making. And
that's so
so
sick.
uh
I don't even know who just did that.
I mean, dude, I got this is OBS, man. I got a I don't know like what you use to what do you use to stream with? Just do you record with Zoom and then just upload?
hmm For now, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty that's a pretty good way of doing it because uploads get more views than live streams do.
Oh, interesting. But then you can always upload the live stream, right? Does that count?
Yeah, you can upload the live stream, but I usually just and honestly, that's what Red Band used to do for Kill Tony. He would live stream it and then he would upload like a better recorded version because sometimes the live stream would go out,
Oh,
you know?
I did not
So
know that.
yeah,
So
sometimes the live stream would go out.
so that thing where they like start waiting a week before posting it, that's like new.
Yeah, that was relatively new. Um within the last few years anyway.
Yeah, it feels weird like not being live, honestly.
There we go.
Oh, so you're just sharing your screen basically. Is that what?
Pretty much, but I mean, it's like a program that I use called OBS that I can.
Wow.
This is just the thing that I was using last night on the podcast when we were watching
Whoa.
videos.
Dude, I have to check it out. That's so
But
sick.
yeah, this is my link tree where everything is. I got the Cameo, the Patreon, I got my music. Uh, obviously dropped the Venmo in there because we broke out here in these streets.
Smart,
Uh,
dude. I saw your wish list. Fucking
I mean,
genius.
I got an Amazon wish list, dude.
What's that for? Is that for your Santa Clauses out there?
Dude, it's just like
Just
No, I mean it's just I put things in there and like believe it or not, man, like I've gotten a couple people that have like snagged some shit out of there and just be like, hey
I
man, I
love
appreciate the
that.
content.
I
I
love
saw
that.
this thing that was in your list, so we got
Dude,
you. I got you
I
something.
I love that because that's how you find so many great fucking things. Like
Yeah,
this is I feel like that's how I got this thing right here. This
dude.
Tesseract
Yeah,
through
dude.
Brian. Just like his
Yeah, the
random little
Tezzeret.
shit. His
That's what I need to do. I need to figure out how to get involved in the Amazon affiliate thing so I can start dropping links in the description of stuff that I've bought because I buy so much shit on Amazon. Like
Really?
I should start trying to do that more. Be more diligent about that.
Yeah, I did. Maybe review some stuff like the way Brian does.
I like to do a little unboxing and reviewing stuff every now and again.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
cool.
always fun watching people open something.
A nice like massage chair that you can put to like a regular chair. You know what I mean? I think I saw something like that on your wish
Oh,
list.
dude. I have one of those nice massage guns, like a
Oh, like a therapy gun. What are those things called?
not a Theragun, but I've got like this version of it,
Oh,
like the this guy. But I've also got
bro.
a thing that's sitting like you can see it right down here, this at the bottom of the screen, this red thing sitting on this that mounts this guy to the wall. So like
Oh,
I can put it in a door frame and just like get in there, bro, which is something that's important when you near your 40s.
wow. Dude, I've been meaning to go see a chiropractor. Like my back has been cracking way more
Hey,
than usual.
all a chiropractor will do is keep you coming back.
I feel like an old man, dude.
All a chiropractor will do is keep you coming back, man.
Like once I learn a
Just
new way to crack my back, I'm like, I'm doing this all the time.
I do the twist.
Yeah, someone
Like
taught me that.
I'll just
Yeah,
plant my like my ass and
yeah,
just twist the top as hard as I can physically with my arms. Like I will pull with this one and I'll push with this one so that I'm like literally it works
yeah,
best when you're laying down and you can like push on your
exactly.
hip and then roll
Yeah,
from your upper like yeah, that's the
dude,
best.
I'm about to do that as soon as we get off. You
Well,
know,
I don't want to prolong any more of that because I definitely got to
dude,
put some clothes in the dryer. I got my
I
whites.
it was not gonna kill me, dude. I thank you so much, bro, for this beautiful
Hell yeah.
conversation. I really
You're
appreciate you,
welcome,
Yonder
dude.
Wizard. And
You're doing
I'll
good.
thank you, man. Hopefully we can do this again sometime. And
Hell yeah, dude.
good luck with everything, man. I'll try to go on virtual red band one of these nights.
Get on there, dude. You'll
Fuck
be
yeah.
welcome.
I'll look for you.
Hell yeah, we'll be there, dog.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, have a good night, bro.
All right,
Thank you.
homie. Roll Tide.
I'll
Later.
see you. Bye.